We could use stone skin with dust.
Greetings. This is him theorizing.
Hello.
Hello.
And salutations. Welcome,
I'm
welcome.
saluting.
It's time.
Poggers.
Yay!
Yayers. Let's go. All right. So, we are on episode 6. Last time we left our heroes, they were trying to decide how they want to go about invading this fortress filled to the brim with mercenaries. And I believe you guys were still in the planning phase, so we're going to just go and pick up right off with that. So let me go ahead and throw out some things here.
Bip, bap, bam.
All right, what you guys want to do?
I have a question real quick. How much dust do we have?
Please let it go.
No, I'm very confused.
That's on the screen.
Arcadum's not gonna know that.
You can scroll up on the right-hand side, and it says that we started with 3K.
Hell yeah.
That's what I've been trying to tell you guys this whole time.
I mean, I could,
No, but
I could figure it out, but I mean, that's kind of
No,
up
we
to
don't
you.
use time for that.
That costs time.
Now we are going to spend our things and we're going to storm this castle, okay?
Okay, I didn't want it to be like, okay, we start spending money, and then Arcadum goes, you don't have that much. I don't know where you guys wrote it down wrong, and I'm like, you know?
Well,
There's just
so here's the thing. For this phase, you were given, and now this isn't including the other dust from sources you have, you were given 1,000 dust at the start of this planning phase.
What?
So if you have 3,000, I mean, I could go back and calculate what your actual amount is, but that is, you know, supposed to be your job to keep track of your resources.
I'm sorry, Jace.
Alright, so now that we know who's
No, this is how.
So we just have 2K mystery dust from somewhere. That's Pog. All right.
No, we don't. It just got tracked wrong from the start.
So assuming we have 1,000 dust, let's
We
continue.
have 1,000 dust, yeah.
Did you guys mention something about hiring adventurers?
Yeah, we were gonna spend 5 time slots to interview the adventurers.
Great. People love to work for me.
I can only subtract 1 dust at a time, so Race, if you could, thank you. And I have a question, why is someone who renamed my draconic mutations to dude draconic mutations?
That's great. So we're officially doing the. Oh, do we want to? Okay, before we say what we're doing, do we want to divine with 2 time slots how much time we have left, or do we want to do the interviewing thing right away?
We could divine. Is it 2 time slots?
I didn't know about this, but
1 or 2 Arcadum to divine how much more time we have left now.
Until they gather their forces and stuff. Because you said 1 to 3
Well,
weeks.
yeah, 1 to 3 weeks. So if you want to use more time slots to make them more accurate, you can do that, but that takes 2.
2. Okay. So do you guys want to do that now or save it for after we interview the people?
After interview.
yeah.
Really? Okay.
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 Me and Albert are for Lolly, tiebreaker.
One tiebreaker.
Do we want to do this in character, or we decide this out of character?
I don't know how to address this in character.
Oh, wait, we need some adventurers. We should go get some.
So if we're deciding this out of character, the more information we have, the more prepared we're going to be.
Yep.
We know we have 11 time slots. It's going to take us 5 to talk to interview. We don't know how much they're going to cost. So if we ascertain how much time do we have right now, we may have more time than we think. So depending on what comes up during the interview process, we'll get more information. So then we know how much time we have to handle the new information. So to me, it would make more sense to divine the time now.
Okay.
All right, that's 3 to 2. So we're going to be spending 2 time slots to divine how much time we have left more accurately now.
Yes.
Oakley dokley. Your window of opportunity will remain open for 5 to 8 more days.
Ooh, nice. How long to get there?
It was
Report there.
it's
Yours is
instantly.
instant.
Okay.
Yeah, transportation's not an issue. You have a teleportationist on your team.
Yeah.
So at minimum, we are now at 39 time slots.
All right.
Awesome.
Clean.
Go ahead and
Edit.
update that.
I'm doing it. Wait. Total 39?
Total of 39
Okay, nice.
at minimum.
What do you mean?
5 days.
That's the 5-day marker.
That's maximum. That's our window before they gather all their forces.
Minimum.
Maximum is 8.
Maximum would be 8 days.
I said
What
5
is it?
to 8.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And we're going to operate off of the low end of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty
So
then.
that's, is that 39 including the time slots we have left, Lolly?
Yes.
Are there any big juicy time sinks we can get into?
Well,
Interviews. Woo!
I have 2 questions that involve Valisdane and Satir.
Ooh, yes, I have a question list too. Do we want to do interviews or RP questions?
Would RP questions take time slots, Arcadum?
Not necessarily.
Pog. Up to us, I guess. Who wants to have their, like,
Go ahead.
talk to them?
So, the first one is whether or not Satir has looked into Valisdane's tome to possibly unlock more of the pages for him and give him a bit more power.
First thing they did.
That's the first thing they did. Okay, so that's right off the table. That's good. The second thing is what do they suggest for us, as in our player characters, to be able to have that will benefit during the siege, the sacking of the fortress? Like what they think we should have, because they might have a bit more insight on how to do this than we do. Those are my only 2 questions on that.
They suggest that you're probably going to have to deal with hard fighting, and you probably won't be able to rest in between it. So you should probably try to garner such supplies that you could recover in between fights.
Is there a possibility of us having potions that will be able to work with that, to be able to offset that for us?
But yeah, if you spend time and money on it.
Got it.
My poor spells.
Is there anything that we could possibly, like any potions that would help our spellcasters then, for them to be able to recoup their spell slots?
Such things exist, but you don't have the resources for those.
Damn. Figured that'd be one thing to look into. Which, by the way, potion check. How many potions?
Well, I
does everybody
suppose I should say that there is one way to pay for it, and that's using a pillar, but that's a major resource. So
got it.
I have 1 potion, but I also have the wand of cure wounds.
I have 2 potions of greater healing.
I have a potion of greater healing.
My potions are tapped out.
Tapped out or gone?
I didn't have any when I got kidnapped, alright? I used
okay.
them when I was injured.
I have none.
We might need a few more potions.
I
I
can
have a
send you one.
question. For Valis, I guess. How long did greater invisibility last for?
I mean, do you mean the actual spell?
No, like his spell.
Oh, well, his spell was a channeled spell. That's why it lasted longer.
Yeah, well, like
An hour.
an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he powerful enough to concentrate on two things at once?
If he was at full power, yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't hurt to get potions.
Are there any items or boons that they can provide to us that are specific to both Satyr and Valis Dane? Like anything sort of teleportation related that would be technically related towards Satyr. And what was Valis Dane's specialization?
Divination.
Divination. If anything divination related that, like, you know, would be related towards Valis Dane. Like anything they can provide us before we head in.
They're already doing that by helping you be prepared in the first place.
I didn't know if we were going to be given like a random boon, like how we had like the Light of the Ardent that was specific towards like the keeper. I didn't know if they'd give us like a baseline.
Oh, they can do that, but that'll cost you a pillar.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, that burns up my questions.
So the captain's troop, their royal guard, are they a balanced composition, or are they solely hell-bent on defending the captain at all costs, that kind of formation?
They don't know that. I mean, they'll have to, if you want to know that, you'll have to spend time on it, because they'll have to observe them.
I think that would be worth knowing, because then we can figure out formations.
Write that down.
Where's the link again?
I mean, you guys do know that they're around them at all times. The, Clara specifically, but...
Yeah. I just meant, like, they're around them, but one of them's shooting magic and stuff.
Well, they don't know that specifically, but you do know what you've learned about the Grey Guard is that they're very versatile as a mercenary company. So they probably have ranged options as well as melee options. But if you want to know what they exactly are, then you're going to have to spend time on it.
That's all right. I'll go in assuming it's balanced.
Are there any remnants of these like mana pillars, the manoliths? Like, or are they just gone?
They're gone. When they're used,
Okay.
they're gone.
Didn't know. Figured it's like if there's any residue, we might be able to use that for something.
Hey, Arcadum.
Yeah.
How many time slots would it take to research the? Can we research with these time slots?
You can do whatever you want with the time slots that you have.
Okay, so can we how many time slots would it take to research the Reliquary of Voices?
That depends on how much you want to know.
Enough to get a familiar.
What?
Hey! Infiltration, sneaking around, seeing through another person's eyes, that's always pug. Imagine having a familiar that could slink under doors and stuff, you know? And like eyeballs and scout
Like a
ahead.
rat.
Be the rats.
Well, we divined our
On those
time.
vermin.
Trying to think how to answer this question.
I've asked a complicated question, Pog.
Well, it's not that it's complicated, it's just that it's multi-questions. Like, if you want a familiar, it's going to take several... Like, it's more... Because you're going to have to research it, and then you're going to have to do... Well, yeah, it's complicated. Like,
I can't... Look, there's not like a Pokédex with all of their true names just out there, like a
Just
directory.
go to the pound. They're giving them out for free.
Man, people just don't know people's true names.
I have a potential angle. I can have Sera ask Moto if he's familiar with other names.
You have any coworkers looking for some jobs, alright? Yeah, go ahead, ask Moto.
Sashib Firing Agency, how can we help you?
Ask Moto. Woo, woo, woo.
Do you want to finish what you're doing, Arcadum, or are
yeah,
you ready to
I'm
have a
thinking
conversation?
about it.
Yeah, take your time. Let me know.
Well, let's start with what you know already. See if I can build on that. What do you know already?
That they're like all the familiars. They're created by the Taladoni, and they all are like stored in the Reliquary of Voices. And to have a familiar, you need to know their true name.
Okay. Okay. That'll take 10 time slots to learn about that.
Just to learn and not get one. All right.
No,
Noted.
Like, I mean, I also can't really answer that because that's like, you don't know anything about it, so you don't even know what is required to get one.
Find familiar spell?
Find familiar would get you a regular familiar. If you want something like Moto, then no, it's going to be more complex than that. If all you want is like a summoned hamster, then fine. You don't even need to talk about that. But if you want something like a unique familiar, then you're going to have to go through the ritual and a whole bunch of other stuff that you don't know about in characters, so.
Yeah, I want the latter, so that's on the back burner. But
Is any class able to have a familiar?
Technically, anyone can have a familiar if they go through
Oh.
the appropriate, rituals.
Cool.
Certain casters gain access to it a lot easier, depending upon different things. Casting the Find Familiar spell, for example, just gives you one, but if you want a unique one, then you have to meet the prerequisites.
Yeah.
Such as in your case, meeting it and, hey, you want to join us?
Want to be buddies?
You want to
Yeah.
be buds?
And having like the prerequisites and stuff, like for example, that Moto came with the stipulations of, hey, just don't destroy knowledge or I will break this contract and go home.
Also, he's a devil, so
Are we able to spend time slots to discover our revelations, if we have any?
No.
Great. Anyone else?
Oh, yes, I had a couple. I'd like to do it in character. I want to start with Phallus. Is that okay, Arcadum?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Sera's going to reach into one of her backpacks and she's going to pull out the Toy Maker's Heart, which she understands is a key to another realm. She's going to hold it out in her open hand between Satir and Phallus, and she will ask, "We found this in the amphitheater. I understand from Moto it's a portal key, but I don't know much more about it. Would this be helpful to our current cause?"
Hold
There's
on.
a lot going on.
Hold on. Just give me a
Satir's
second.
PTSD is kicking in from the heart. That's what's happening right now.
Sorry, I had 8 fire engines just drove past.
The fire engine parade.
Oh, God.
Where's the fire?
Someone messed up the infusion. Gotta go put it out.
Man, crazy, wild. That's pretty wackadoodle. Alright, anyway, like I was saying, so... okay. No, it's not going to be very helpful right now. But just having it that's a potent piece of equipment you have there.
I understand it's supposed to have a key that goes with it. We never found a key.
It's, I'll kind of take a look at it. So, when you become more mastered in the magics, you're able to form existences out of nothing. This is especially true of the transmuters. The transmuters of the Ardent were very good at this. This is just another one of those extra-dimensional spaces slapped within the center of the astral sea. It's difficult to explain, but essentially you fold space in on itself. You're able to do all sorts of things, create your own home, storage area, all sorts of different things. I have no idea what this individual's done, but I'm not sure it'll be of any use.
So would it be similar to one... I've used rope trick before. Is it similar to that?
Aye, that spell's very, basic compared. That's like comparing a candle to a fireball, but yes, they are the same basic premise.
All right. She'll tuck it back into her pocket, and she'll also pull out... She's got this bloody sand. She'll hold it out and say, I found huge amounts of this, and I took a little bit with me. Is bloody sand a reagent around here?
Where did you find this?
It was in the amphitheater, and they had ample tons of it.
Well, there's a few rituals that can be used with sand and blood. That's a powerful transmutation reagent, though. Whatever it was that was being dealt with that's a whole other concern that we're going to have to worry about later. That could be used for anything. That could be used for golem creation. That could be used for weapons. Anything. See,
I'll keep it then.
blood and earth tends to be a potent mixture for transmuters.
All right. She stores it back in her reagent pouch.
Could that be used on me, by chance, since I am technically made of blood and earth?
Valis will shrug.
I've been
ask.
daydreaming about the potential fight we have and the resources we can dump into making sure we have the highest chance of winning as possible. And I was just wondering, maybe, what's the biggest creature that you can summon that you can control?
Probably an eye. Satir will kind of stop what he's doing and look at Valsdane. If he had a face, it would have, the incredulous Nicolas Cage, what the fuck face. And Valis looks over and says, what? It is the most powerful thing that I can summon that can be controlled. Satir will just shake his head.
An eye?
Aye.
Could you?
Aye.
An eye is it's kind of a catch-all term. It's a greater demon.
Oh. You guys want to fight with a greater demon?
I don't want to even think about any demons associated with eyes.
Is this a specific demon, or do you summon any?
No, it's a rank. And then Moto will walk up. Perhaps I can be of assistance.
He must have bit his tongue.
Did you bite your tongue?
I did. Do not question it. So there are certain demons, devils, daemons, archetypes, things like that. It's all over the place. But for this place specifically, demons have a different binding. They have to be bound to different pieces of anatomy. That's how the Taladoni do it. So the power of the demon is based upon which appendage that it's attached to, which is why a lot of demoniacs have a lot of missing appendages because of their summoning techniques. So generally speaking, the lowest form is a foot. Higher than that's a hand, which is the basic one. You also have, eye or ear, which is relatively valued. The most powerful one being the heart. But, yeah, that's how it works.
Sick.
Huh.
If
Do
I may
you lose an
interject.
eye when you summon this?
Well, so that rank is just coincided with what sacrifice generally is made in order to summon one. So the more powerful the demon, more important the appendage. But yes, it is normally sacrificed.
Sera's gonna look mildly concerned towards Valis. You must have summoned this before, but you have both eyes?
Yeah, I can heal myself.
Oh.
Oh.
She looked
That's a
around.
good
Places his
skill to
hand
have.
on missing eye.
That is something that's kind of been in the back of my head for a while. With the tales you've told us about, the Maltos and Ragdar and things, I've just been assuming this entire time that you're immortal. Is that accurate?
Why would you assume that I'm immortal?
I think he's just hard to kill. It's kind of how it goes about.
You've said that you spent centuries on Ragdar.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I'm immortal.
And how have you?
Long-lived.
How long's your life expectancy then?
He'll kind of shrug.
Magic.
Sera will double down. Are you immortal?
I don't think so. I do age. It's hard to explain.
What sustains you?
Well, I'll look over at Satir, and Satir will finally speak up. You should just tell them. Well, the reason that I live for so long is because I'm a Ragdarian human. So my people, when they came to Ragdar, it was so inhospitable that it was difficult in order to find any sort of, population. So, in order to combat this, the Taladoni developed a serum. Small, tiny, near sentient machines injected into blood. Constantly repairing the strange aging phenomena that occurred on Ragdar before it was all but put to heel. We were able to reverse it. Unfortunately, to the Taladoni, we then became a threat because we could live longer than they could, on average. One thing led to another, rebellion, and war. And then, the Taladoni used the genophage. And that was it for my world.
Excuse me, the genophage?
Can't breed.
You.
So if your people came to Ragdar, where did you originate?
Maltos. That's where I was born. I was born Taladoni, which most of the members of the Torn Pages were. Ragdar was one of the first worlds that was inhabited by Taladon's vision.
What was the purpose of colonizing?
resources, greed, power. Taladon's vision was a united world of all worlds, everyone connected, no one forgotten. Unfortunately, in order to make this grand ideal a reality, worlds needed to be invaded, and either needed to be convinced or forced to join. And so they were.
Is that why she's gonna look uncomfortable, the Conflux is here on this planet?
You mentioned before that Conflux is a ship.
Well, yes, it's a seeding vessel. Why else do you think it's here, if not to colonize?
I don't know, man. I just got here.
But it seems like it's
Something I
been
wanted-
here for a very long time.
That's because
And in
it
my
has.
previous lifetime, I saw none of this.
Well, it makes sense that you wouldn't. The seeding process takes a long time, as acclimations need to be made to the ley lines. And although my memory is a bit shot in this form, Satir has informed me, from what he can remember, that we are approximately in Phase 3, known as Atlas.
I did have a question directed towards Satir.
Hence why it is very important that we do this as quickly as possible.
Right. Satir, how long have you been around? Were you affected by the cataclysm?
I was affected just like everyone else, at least I think.
So you were trapped in time for a period?
Yes.
When did you come back around?
My awakening was a few months hence.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out a sort of timeline here because, well, it was originally described as everyone was affected by the cataclysm. The Keeper then mentioned that most were affected by the cataclysm being trapped in time. And I was wondering, we all know that the cataclysm caused most of everyone trapped in time. What has caused everyone to start waking up now?
That's a
I'm
good
confused
question.
on that part.
Don't really have an answer for you. All we know is that something happened that knocked us all out of stasis and restarted the process of the conflux. Slowly, that which was already designed to be awakened is slowly beginning to awaken, if a bit off timing, I suppose you might say.
From the moment when we die to the moment where we wake up in these new bodies, do you think there's a variable amount of time between those two?
I have no idea.
Are my parents dead, grew old, and die?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess I'll find out soon.
What was originally supposed to wake you up out of stasis?
Satir and I and the other torn pages were supposed to be awoken by our inside man. You see, Taladoni, when they send a ship to seed another world, they have to make sure that it's prepared for the journey. For a journey of such a large, vessel through the astral sea is going to attract a lot of attention. It has to be well defended, magically sealed, shielded. It takes a lot of effort, time, and resources. The actual journey can also take some time as well, depending upon dilation. However, we were supposed to be awakened by one of our other torn pages, which was on the Shadow Crew, the ones who were allowed to be awake during transit. But we haven't heard from them.
Were you supposed to be in a book?
Now, that was just one of the ways that we found that we could hide ourselves.
Sera curiously looks at Satir. How did you hide yourself?
He'll kind of look away. In another person.
Like this? And she points towards herself.
There are those in the noble standing in Maltos that can make exception to the requirements in order to travel. One such exception was my father, who was close to death. And he was sympathetic to our cause, so he allowed me to stay within his body until it perished.
She's going to delicately try to broach his physical appearance. Is that why you look the way you do?
My form has taken on itself in such a way. Yes, the process in which I exited from my father's corpse was interrupted, held in stasis. When I awakened, only this much of me was usable. The other part was still trapped inside.
Is that piece of you still alive? Trapped in a corpse?
I don't know. I had awoken separated from it.
Do you feel it missing?
I feel much of myself is missing. I am not terribly unlike Valis. There is a lot missing. Pieces.
So both of you.
Pieces of our memories, our bodies, our powers. Everything is a jumble, broken, just on the edge of our grasp. But we must find our way, one way or another.
When you were channeling with that Sinclair fellow, was that an attempt to reach out to those lost pieces?
It was an attempt to reach out to the torn pages. We were trying to contact them, to see if any others had made it. We were trying to reach out to them. But I would be dishonest not to admit that I also reached out for myself. I could not find it. I would like very dearly to find my father's corpse and to see that he is given proper rest.
What was his name, your father?
Elroy.
Do you believe it to be because of lack of power, or that it just might not be here?
I cannot say.
I would say. My
Where do
apologies.
you last remember seeing? Like, what was your last memory in that body?
The last memory that I have was my father's death. He spoke to me to be sure that I could hear him. He also spoke to the torn page that was awakened. He told him to watch over us.
Who was that torn page?
His name was Ragdar Tislev. Here, I'll put that in the little chat for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have him. He was the only one we haven't met so far.
Oh, he's one of the three?
Yeah.
He was one of the three, yeah. The one described as younger-looking Valis.
Wide eyes, big smile, happy-go-lucky, black hair, good fellow.
Yeah.
Sera looks over to Roxanna. Go ahead.
Do you think, if it was lack of power, We could use one of these pillars then to see if we can find any of these missing pieces. I think it'd be worth it to expend the pillars for that.
Valis will intervene. I disagree. Even if we were to find them, going there and spending the time in order to get them involved it'd be too much.
Yeah, I'd rather summon a demon.
I'd rather not.
Yes, on that note, I wanted to say earlier, Evelyn, I don't think we should use any of these more pillars for any summons or conjurables to take this fort, because afterwards we need to keep it fortified. If we send off these Grey Guards and they report to their masters that we have this amount of power, well, they'll respond in kind with an equal amount of force, and by that time, we won't have that conjured being to fight our battle further. We don't want to make a huge show of it, you know? We just want to be able to take the fort.
I am kind of curious, though, involving the monolith things. When we're out there, how quick and easy of access do we have of these in a pinch?
It takes quite a lot of time to use them, so I would not say they are usable in a pinch.
And that answers a question that we had a while ago.
Sera muses out loud to Satir. When you were channeling, did you reach any of the other torn pages? Did you get a response?
No.
She's gonna reach a hand out and tentatively put it on his forearm. It looks like he has arms. I know what it's like to be missing a piece of yourself. I will try to help if I can.
So right now, all that's left is Ragdar and their MIA.
She'll shake herself out a little bit and say, so, our effort to pursue this fort, then, is a major step to then reach out and find the other pieces of yourselves and the other torn pages through the Nexus, correct?
Valis will kind of respond by saying, the hope is that if we retake our old headquarters, that we can use the resources there to gather them all, yes.
She'll nod to herself. All right. The last thing I had on my list, this is more for you, Arcadum, less in character, Keeper's Bolt, the spell.
Okay, yeah, I can do that for you.
Thank you. I have other things for Moto, but I don't want to. I'll do that later. I'll turn it over to everybody else.
I have like one thing towards Satir and Valis, if anyone else has anything.
I'm good.
I was wondering something. Mr. Dane,
Yeah.
do you have any power to make my skin look more like my good friend over here, Sabeiro?
Your what?
With the green
My
things?
defenses, so to say.
Oh, the stone?
Oh.
Just a friend, huh?
Don't read too much into it.
Sera pats Moto's horn.
Albert will put his hand around Sabeiro's shoulders.
Oh.
Friendly indeed.
And they were comrades.
They were roommates.
And they were roommates.
Two fighters standing side by side because they're not gay.
Sappho and their comrade.
So, Al, are you talking about the stone thing I do?
Yeah, the stone skin.
Right.
There you go, Lolly.
I thought it was specifically because of Shattersail's vessel that he was able to do that.
Oh yeah, but it's magic, isn't it?
I mean, technically it's a curse, but I mean, curse
It's magical.
Magic.
Just pass on your magical
More-
STI.
It's more of a blessing, isn't it?
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you
man.
become heavy and cracky. It's not good.
Do you have that then without all the heaviness and crackiness?
I
card.
I'm like so hard right now.
I was waiting to make that
Oh god.
I drive
Beat me to the
myself in the
punch.
A
river.
limp and nimble.
I think Cratzy's asking for.
Yeah, I'm asking Valentine if he can
Stone
cast
skin
Stone
spell.
Skin on me
Okay,
before we
yeah.
go in. Okay.
Okay, so Valis will then just simply say, "Yes, I can do that. I can,
Oh,
only
lovely,
have,
thank you.
I can only have one such spell active before you go, so decide which ones you want."
Oh,
Not for each of us, or is it just. Like
so
one?
Stone Skin or invisibility.
Yes.
Well, fuck.
I thought Stone Skin. Oh, it's concentration.
Yes, it's concentration, buddy.
Technically, both are.
Perhaps we should talk to our adventurers before we make our selection.
Yeah, we.
Oh, that's a great idea.
She'll smile and she'll try to pick up Bodo if he lets her. Let's talk to some strangers.
He will allow it, but will immediately go dead weight.
She carries him around like the type of cat who just lays there and looks out.
Your puppy fell asleep.
I did have one thing I wanted to kind of. I don't know, it's not really a question, it's more speculation because I'm trying to kind of piece together what's happening here. This is just me sort of wondering aloud, but do you think that maybe the cataclysm was purposely caused? Because why would our souls be captured by the conflux to occupy these vessels? And it's not like this is just a one-off instance. We met those other adventurers that the same thing happened to them. That they're not from here. They're from Verum, but not from Conflux. Why would our souls be called to here? I don't understand that part.
Conflux is on Verum.
Well, yeah, but the ship. Why would we be brought to the ship rather than our respective wherever we were meant to go?
That's a great question. I don't have an answer for you.
I mean, this is like a seeding vessel, right? So maybe the souls are acting like seeds in a way. I'm a simple coal miner. I don't know much, but
We were pulled from a soul font by the keeper, who we now understand is a mannequin of rather impressive power. And our only connection here to a soul font, she looks over to Dr. Evelyn Grace, is over here.
He said he pulled us from the stream of life.
Makes sense.
might be them ley lines.
That's what the keepers do.
They fetch souls?
Well, so the seeding process of the conflux, it has to go through the different phases as it slowly acclimates to the ley lines and the life energy around it. And then each individual is awoken as they are supposed to in order to do their job for whatever phase that is. They are awoken in such a way, supposedly, in order to make things more efficient. Make sure that there's enough food and water and resources for everyone when they get there, to fight off dangers, and to make sure that the life stream does not reject them. In order to make the travel, in order to ensure the utmost safety, most travel in a stasis between living and dead. This allows them to slip through the astral sea without being spotted by the great leviathans that lie in the stars. So, when they get to the destination, they're supposed to awaken, and the awakening process is one of the Keeper's duties. See, the Keepers are designed in such a way that their purpose is to watch over All of us. While we are in stasis to awaken us, to take care of us. They're servants, but they're sentient. And there was a debate sometime. I don't want to get caught in the politics of it. The point is that that's what their purpose is.
So they're an overseer of souls and make sure that everybody's doing their job, like how a foreman is.
Sure, whatever. The point is, that's probably why you were awakened. Now, why it was your soul is an interesting conundrum.
Yes, that is what we would like to learn. This body, she'll gesture her hands uncomfortably, clearly has memories of its own that are different from my own. It's uncomfortable.
I'm kind of growing accustomed to mine, to be fair.
He said that the original souls were sort of eroded away in time while we were in stasis. Well, they were in stasis. So, I'm not sure how much of the actual soul is left, if any at all. Just the imprints echoes on the vessel.
But why these and not theirs? She looks at Satir and Valis.
They'll both shrug.
A greater mystery.
We can all read a book sometime.
I think it might be a priority thing.
Why not the riverboat man or the slavers?
That's something that's bothered me. So we remember with bits and pieces of our lives outside before, death. But I'm confused about everyone else, the general populace. Are they the people who were just originally on the ship? Or like us, but they just don't remember? How are we supposed to even go about meeting regular people?
Satir will speak up. I have a theory on that. I think that those that you have met that are not like you, that do not have knowledge that they were once someone else, are probably, very likely, not someone else. They are themselves in the standard sense. Which leads me to why. Why would they have autonomy over their own bodies and not have the same problems as you? I pondered this for quite some time, and I have come up with what I believe to be the most likely scenario. The way that I see it, they are separated into two different camps. The first is that the reason that they do not have any of the knowledge that you have of somewhere else is because they are not someone else, which means that some parts of the conflux are functioning properly, meaning that the phasing is occurring in the appropriate manner. However, this is Camp 2. There is no doubt that there was a malfunction, and there is a very real chance that a significant period of time passed between the beginnings of the process of awakening and to the point that we are now. And I believe that is further honed in the breakdown of the life stream to cause those that do not belong here to be here. So I believe it is far more likely that the individuals that you have met are either themselves or the progeny of those that awoke in the regular and proper method.
Why do they act like they're not on a ship?
Now that
Meant to
is
on a mission.
truly a good question. I think the fact that they do not act as if they are on a ship is one of two different, let's call them, theories. The first is that they do know, but it is not different than what they know, so they do not think to say it. Just as if you were on your proper continent, you would not think to mention that you were on a continent. You see?
Alright.
The bird has no
Makes
knowledge of the sky, except that it is in it. So, it is possible that they do not mention it because there has been no challenge against it. And the only reason that you are confused by it is because you know that it is something to be confused of. The second, which may also be more likely, is that the sufficient amount of time that has passed between the generations of that knowledge and the progeny of the current state is so much so that that knowledge has passed out of memory.
I would believe the second one, as I was chased by savage people when we last split up.
I have a question. So, we're in phase 3, Atlas. What are the other phases and who's in control of going from one phase to another?
There are 5 phases: Seeker, Seeding, Atlas, Loom, and Binding. They are controlled by the angels and the Taladoni therein, supposedly, and the new societies that are formed on the ship in order to represent themselves to the planet that it is being seeded are also ran by the Taladoni. These makeshift societies are meant to allow the ship to be acclimated.
Sera looks over so sharply she slaps herself with her braid. The angels are in the Taladoni?
Oh, no. Not in that method. They are servants to the Taladoni, much as this creature is to you. Moto stops being dead weight. What? I'm not her servant. Yes, fine. Little friend, helper boy. That's better. Then he goes back to being dead.
Tell him to do a trick.
Sera pets his horn. So, how do we recognize an angel if we come across one?
I will tell you this. They are magnificent to look upon. You will know. They are made of light, and their anatomy is strange and shifting, yet oddly familiar.
Roxanna's eyes are just sparkling at this description. She looks like a toddler in awe right now.
Albert strokes his non-existing beard.
So,
Thanks.
the angels have come up before. They were meant to. Well, one of their. I'm still bugged about the whole rogue angel thing. Are they still? If an angel would go rogue, would they still be working for the Taladoni?
Well,
I was thinking if it's.
Well, that leads to the problem. They're not supposed to be. So therefore it becomes more and more unlikely that some great malfunction has caused the current state of the Conflux.
Alright. Would that mean we're sort of stuck in phase 3 then?
Valis will pipe in. Indeed, at least that's what we believe, although now it's starting to, the ship's starting to right itself, so to speak. And it'll move through the phases. We don't know if it'll move through them at a quickened rate in order to make up for lost time. But the point is, we have to make sure we get our jobs done before the end of phase 3.
Why?
Because then it'll be too late.
Why?
So in the phases, Seeker is traveling and finding a place to land. Seeding is growing the vegetation, crops, all the land that you've been walking on. Atlas is the mapping and the first awakening, when the peoples are awoken and are given parts of the land, when societies are formed in order to become acclimated to the new world. And all of this is chaotic and, well, it's not supposed to be chaotic, but it is. But the fourth phase is when the Taladoni awaken.
Ah,
Yeah, that's
That's
bad.
why they're missing.
Wait, but is it possible to move on to another phase if the previous phase has failed in some sort of way? Because the
Sera's
keeper
gonna hold
described.
up a hand, and she's gonna interrupt and say, "Why am I awake?
What do you mean?
Why was Wimble awake? I understand we were Taladoni."
Oh, you're Taladoni, yeah.
Well, like we said, there's no doubt a malfunction that is happening. Perhaps for some reason, you were an exception. Or perhaps, Satir will chime in, perhaps it is more likely that there may be other forces at work that we are unaware of. Point of the matter is, we know that Phase 4 is when all the Taladoni are supposed to awaken that are on the Conflux. Once that happens, they'll be quick to organize, and they'll be quick to rule. We can't allow that to happen.
Can a phase be skipped?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up, because the keeper had mentioned that Conflux was strife with war and struggle due to the lack of resources.
Well, that makes sense, as the phases are supposed to be complete, and then the Conflux becomes self-sustaining. The phases aren't complete. And to your question of whether they can be skipped, he'll kind of point all around him and then to himself and Satir. That's precisely what we're trying to do.
Yep, phase 4.
Yes, if the Taladoni are never awoken, and we are able to complete the binding process of Phase 5, then this new world, this new continent, whatever you wish to call it, realm, will be ruled by the Ragdarians. And it will not be
Perfect.
ruled by the tyranny of the Taladoni.
And that's
How
why you want us
many
to
of
go to
you-
the center.
How many of you snuck aboard this ship?
A lot of us. We don't know exactly how
100?
many, and we do not know all of each other's names. This was intended, for the Taladoni have a very powerful inquisitorial force. We could not risk any of our cells being able to reveal the other cells. But we each had a mission that coincided with the center. It is at the center, once our headquarters is established, that we will be able to meet up with any that survived.
Sera studies Valis. You are the leader, correct?
No.
Who is?
Rakar, isn't it?
He'll not.
There is the possibility that some of the torn pages are perhaps trapped in a similar manner that Valis was in the amphitheaters. Is that a possibility?
I'd say it's more than a possibility. It's a probability that some are probably waylaid, trapped, stasis, or killed. But we don't know, so we have to operate under the assumption that at least some, hopefully all, and hopefully not none, are able to do their jobs and meet us in the center. No doubt they will be seeking their own bases of operations so that we can perform this pronged assault. We do not know what defenses the Taladoni have left behind, nor if you and this Wimble are to be believed may have already awakened. This is why it is so imperative for us to move quickly.
Out of the Taladoni that might have been awake, well, have awoken outside of Sera and Wimble, it might be due just to the fact that the souls have eroded away, becoming vessels. But because we discovered revelations, there's not to say that someone out there might remember over time being Taladoni and following that path, similar to Wimble.
Anything's possible, I suppose. The point is, there's a lot of variables and unknowns. So we do with what we can with what we do know. The game plan is simple. take back the headquarters, gather resources, contact the other cells, and then, depending on that, move forward and moving to the center.
Amen.
All right, that clears up everything that I had, at least.
Albert
Okay.
finishes stroking his beard.
Need to move to the interviews now.
I have one last question, if you please.
Okay.
Wait, you have a beard?
It's non-existent beard, sorry.
I'm about to say,
you like to
it grew
Shaved
back.
it.
Valis
I have a
will
lot
turn.
of charcoal left.
Why was your hiding place located in the amphitheater, locked in chains by the keeper?
He'll kind
It's
of
very specific.
cross his arms. I don't know. It's possible that I was discovered. Or perhaps it was a ploy by Raykar to keep us safe. He was the only one awake during the first transitional phases. We'd also believe that we lost Marion. And I suppose we did, in a way. But it's good to know that her body is still there to do good work.
Marion.
Yeah, the Sinclair person.
Yeah, that old man.
How
Oh.
did a... Sera looks confused. How did a female... She just trails off.
Well,
What?
Valis did say she used enchantment to make herself look different. Or the soul changed the vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was this whole body contained in one of these essences?
What'd you say, Albert? Don't understand your question.
I was just wondering how a whole body can be contained in a little gem.
That is because the body is not contained in the gem, as you call it. Essences are echoes of a soul, like sawdust from sawed wood. Potent pieces that can be grafted, crafted, consumed, and reused, as all life energy truly can be.
I see. I think.
Sera's gonna get a glit in her eye. She'll mischievously ask Valis, do you remember trying to devour Roxanna's mind?
Yes.
I wouldn't say that he did that. More so, he asked me to free him. Which I would have done without the influence.
I do remember that, yes.
I think you were just having fun.
Oh yes, that was funny.
How did that feel?
Not at the time it was.
Looking back, it was pretty funny.
He wanted to open the door.
Did you ask how did it feel?
Yes.
Desperate.
She'll nod to herself.
Mine's been messed with enough.
She's getting tired of hauling Moda around. So, are we going to interview some adventurers?
Yeah, let's get to that.
I'm excited to.
Just a few faces.
Is there
Yeah.
a chair? She's
You can
looking
actually
around.
talk to people that aren't also walking around with torn pages.
Should
Can we
we
not?
be bringing them here? This seems like a place we don't necessarily want to advertise.
We can interview them out by the forest or the river.
I actually have taken care of that.
Oh?
How convenient.
Yeah, open interviews, we're gonna have a tent, gonna have lemonade.
Actually,
Yeah.
there is an enchantment over the entrance. They will see it as an inn.
Ah,
Lovely.
perfect.
I will be the bartender.
I
That
love
is not
magic.
necessary. The illusion is fully populated.
Oh, I'm not allowed inside taverns.
Is there a chair anywhere I would love to sit?
It is an illusion.
Finds a chair, falls on the ground on his butt first. Oh,
Do we actually see the illusion Arcadum,
No,
or is it all
it's an
transparent to us?
the enchantment is on the people that
Okay.
were
What the fuck are you
entered.
doing?
Got it.
oh, I'm immune to illusions actually.
Well,
I retconned
You
that.
just fell on your ass. For no reason.
Retcon.
That's it's Butters. Oh, that's me.
Hey,
Oh,
what
that's
if
me.
I passed my Constitution saving throw?
All right, let's bring them in then. She is gonna put Moto down since she's.
We're just gonna sit in the air, fake sit. That's very tough on the
We could
Sounds
also
like-
try
the core
standing.
muscles.
Sounds like we'll stand. And she's gonna start leaning
We could
against her
also
staff.
grab some actual
Holding an
chairs.
interview while
No.
standing, it's kind of menacing, don't you think?
It's an incredible human skill, standing while talking.
I'm just assuming that all of us are spending the 5 time slots now to
Okay,
interview process.
Okay, you don't have to move anywhere. Like,
I'm standing here.
I was just trying to line up.
okay. All
It
right.
was 5 time slots, right, Arcadum?
Intimidating interview positions.
Yeah.
Subtracting?
Woo!
Subtracting.
We're just like in a boardroom, all of us wearing suits.
Okay. We ready?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna switch up the music here. Let's do.
I'm so excited, y'all.
So we're just like the panel of judges. Like, this is fucking great.
Albert will
shark
lace up his shirt and put his scarf like down like a tie inside.
Dressing. Oh, all right.
I love it.
Oh
It like
god.
close up the upper part of his
Sera nods at Albert's
Sure.
approval.
We are bathing before this, all right?
not back. With the with the anime grunt.
You know how tempted I am to pet Moto sometimes, and then I had to remember this is a thing. Like, this is a person with sentience.
You could risk it. He'll probably bite you.
Can I risk petting Moto
Probably,
while he's
yeah.
just like cat mode on Sera's arms?
You can try.
Can I pet Sarah's handbag?
It's just standing next to Sera. Roxanna is kind of like hands in her lap, fiddling for a second, then slowly just creeping towards Moto before trying to go pet his head.
Sera's gonna cackle her head at Moto. Get her. Get her. Get her.
No.
Moto, not being anyone's object, melts onto the floor and then turns into a piss pot.
Oh, look, a spittoon.
Here, I'll proper feed on it.
Why'd you turn into a chamber pot?
Because I'm filled with piss and vinegar.
And she's retracting her hand.
Yeah, that'll teach you. Piece of shit.
I'm glad we're taking this seriously.
I'm dressed all spiffy. Have you seen my new character art? Let's go. I'm looking nice for these interviews.
You are?
Yo,
Uh-huh,
get
uh-huh.
that hand out of here. What? That's sick. Is that Roxfella?
Yeah, Roxafella did my new art. It's Pog. I absolutely love it.
Sorry, I'm getting the things together here. What?
Race, do the hand out.
Do the hustle.
Oh,
Wow.
yes. Yes.
Can we at least offer these people like food and stuff if they're like coming to a tavern, like an interview? Like, do we have a water cooler in the corner?
Like I said, there's an illusion that makes them think all that is happening.
Oh, that they think it's happening. They're gonna leave thinking they like had snackies and stuff and go, why am I hungry?
All right.
But you will not be nourished.
So, you're spending the 5 downtime, and here we go. This individual will enter the quotations tavern. Take a look at that guy.
Whoa! He's hired, he's hot. I say that mentally, not saying that in character, please.
Hit him with the handout.
Sabeiro's getting hot in here, or is it just me?
I call dibs.
I think there's a lot
And
of
I'll lose his
my
makeshift tie.
Can you change the music to like a reality romance show opening?
I just... I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Look, he has a scarf tied just like Albert.
of me.
And he has a torn jacket, just like Evelyn.
Yes,
He's got
2
scissors.
red wooden stakes.
I like the boots.
Typical
I like the cape.
anime boy.
Van Helsing looking ass.
We're all just having notepads, just taking notes. Cool
All right.
jacket.
Anyway, the individual will enter and will give a brisk bow. Greetings, salutations to you all. I am Alric, and I have answered the summons that you have
I
posted.
like this guy.
Great.
Albert will step up and return the bow. Greetings, my name is Albert.
Well met.
I like your cape.
Thank you. So, in regards to the job, I had a few questions to ask, if I may.
Oh, absolutely.
Knock yourself out.
Yes, the posted notice inferred that we were to attack a fortress, and that you needed expertise of any that could be lended. Well, I am here to lend mine. I am a magician by trade, and it just so happens that one of my many talents is, well,
That's amazing.
subterfuge. Perhaps this will be of interest to you. All right, so now I'm going to go out of character to tell you what he is. He is a bop, skibbity bop bop, skibbity bop bop bop, bop 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 bop.
Jace, you got that?
You lost me at the.
He's the scat man.
Skibbity.
Just remember what I said.
Could you repeat that last part,
Go
please?
bop
Could you
bop
spell
bada
it?
bop, bop bop bada bop, boo bop bop bada bop. He is a rogue with a new subclass called Mana Thief.
Oh la la.
Ooh la la.
There you go, Jace.
Ooh, rough 'em now.
Wait, is this the thing I was talking about?
What are the things that Mana Thieves can do, Mr. Kadum?
Wait, is this the thing I was talking?
Wow. Time to die, Batman.
What can this hokey pokey okey do? What's his things?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, the subclass Mana Thief means that this rogue subclass has the ability to use innate magic, much like Arcane Trickster in the base rules. Mana Thieves have a couple of exceptions. First of all, they automatically get illusion spells for free on their list from Wizard and Sorcerer, so they always have access to those. But they also have the ability to perform a steal maneuver in the middle of combat to steal spell slots from their enemies, allowing them to cast not only spells that they have, like the rogue, but also spells normally capable of casting by their targets.
Steal as in swipe it out of the air, or steal as in plagiarism?
Steal as in, like, walk up to a mage, tap them, and you've stolen a spell slot that you can now cast.
Gotcha.
Are they able? So they're able to take the spell itself, like via the level that they've stolen. Like, do they steal at the highest level, lowest level, or do they get to choose?
They steal a spell slot, and it can't be higher than the one they are capable of casting.
Okay.
And it allows them to cast spells known to their target, not just to them.
Okay.
At later levels, they possess the ability to steal buffs off of their enemies as well.
That's cool. Are they
Salivating.
able to replenish the spell slots of others with this ability?
No.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right,
Anything
so
else we
yes.
can know out of character?
So he is a rogue. His subclass is Mana Thief, which is a new one. His approximate level is 6.
Ooh.
How many times can he steal spells in a day? Or is that just something that he could just continually do per round?
It is based off of his dex modifier. He can do it 5 times before he has to long rest.
Got it.
He has 20 decks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Well,
you can ask him questions now. That's his base statistics.
Sir steeples her fingers. She waits for Roxanna to dig in.
Have you died before?
What?
No.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, let's not dive into that.
Oh shit, dude! What a question
Okay.
goes to job interview. Have you ever died before? No.
You know, you usually save that at the end.
He's not
We're
an
gonna
undead,
work on our
right?
improv.
Guys, it's not a zombie.
He looks pretty alive to me.
Don't mind him, he's
I'm
awful at
just checking.
icebreakers.
I think the
Ms.
cape thing was pretty
Baudelaire, I suggest that you possibly take the floor with this one.
I have one more question. Do you go by the nickname of Al by any chance?
No.
Good.
Good.
Alright, you're still good at it.
Oh, alright, Alrich. So, do you have any experience with these sort of missions?
Indeed. Much of my career has been subtlety-based. I have performed many different acts of, well, thievery, assassination, debauchery, forgery, and a mild case of arson.
What's your greatest exploit in any of that?
The debauchery.
What sort?
Oh, the stealing of hearts.
I can say that he's
for temples.
quite proficient in that. Just give him a wink.
But in either case, I am still the consummate professional, and there are very few missions that I have even come close to not succeeding.
Alright, so say if we were to take you on, what would your going rate be?
Well,
What would...
I would say that it would depend on the mission at hand, which I have been given very little information. What is it that you wish for me to do? Will I accompany you? Am I to assassinate someone, steal something? What is it exactly that you wish for me to do?
Right. If we
Group
were-
meeting.
Sera
Huh?
will lean forward. I see
kidding.
two
Sorry.
immediate primary purposes for you. Either a direct assassination against a captain who is always surrounded by a guard, or as an accompaniment to our group. Tell me about your assassination experience.
I will admit that my assassination experience is less than my thievery. I tend not to get my hands bloodied, but that doesn't mean I'm not capable of it. I've done my fair share of candle snuffing. That being said, to answer your previous question of my going rate, according to the primary objective given, I would say that to accompany you directly is all well and fine, and I would not even charge dust for that, but I would require a share of any loot that we attain.
Then I have a proposition then.
And the second, if I am to simply take a life and leave, a captain, you say?
Yes.
Do you know of what organization?
Yes, but I would prefer to keep that until I understand you better further. I would not want to
Of
alarm
course.
where we're going.
Of course, I understand completely. Therefore, I shall say what my standard rate is, which is 150 dust.
I will mention there is an individual, not a captain, but they are one of the lieutenants there. They are someone that might be privy to having things stolen from them, magical things. How about this? You're able to go and relinquish them of some of their possessions, some of their magical possessions, bring them back to us. We'll each get our own pick, and we'll let you have first pick. These are powerful individuals. And I do believe that might be able to interest you, especially since you'll be having first pick. They do specialize in making magical equipment.
So you wish for me to steal from whom?
Where is that person's name?
Never got their lieutenant names.
Yeah, we didn't get their names, we got their classes and levels. Which one are you referring to? The
The one that makes
Oster
magic
wizard?
items. Yeah, the Oster.
It's the level 7 wizard.
The level
Yeah.
7 wizard. They're an
We-
Oster.
Hmm.
Well, 7th season in terms of combat prowess. But I think you might be able to do just that. If you believe that you're capable enough, that is.
It's not a question of whether or not I am capable of stealing from it. I just don't see the efficiency in it.
Right. Could you give us one moment, please? We need to deliberate a little bit.
Of course. Take your time. Do you have any other questions for me? If not, I can stand aside.
Sera will. She's already standing, but she'll straighten up and say, "How do you feel about a demonstration?
Of course.
Why don't we step outside? We won't want to damage anything on the inside."
Oh, God, it's above and below.
All right.
Yeah, it's quite busy.
She'll just move forward to the door and just step out into the
Just mumbling under her breath. What are we doing?
grassy area.
Are you fellows? No? Alright.
Can
Going,
you
and gone.
demonstrate your mana thievery abilities? Of any spell that I hold. Preferably not one that would damage anything, though.
Of course. And then he will hold up his hand, and he has in his hand a Keeper's Bolt. Well, well. I've never seen this spell before.
She'll give a small smile. It's new.
And then he will fire it into the sky.
She watches it go and she feels the small drain on herself. She'll look back to her companions and give a nod. He is capable. Thank you.
Right, I think this is time for a bit of deliberation. Thank you, Alrich.
Oh, you'll probably want this back.
Stole something out of her, didn't she?
He did.
What? Sorry, what was it?
The classic rogue move.
What was it? Yeah, exactly.
He gives you some of your dust back.
Oh, does Sera have some?
Oh, I assumed you did.
No, Sera has intentionally been broke this entire time.
In that case, never mind. Forget that.
He took one of your eyebrows.
No.
As we're walking in, Evelyn will ask, "What's the best spell you've ever stolen?"
That one.
Awesome. Have you ever stolen a Paladin's Smite before?
Alright. Spear, Albert.
Oh, sorry.
What is a paladin?
Really? Okay, never mind. Really?
Don't forget to close the door on your way in. Don't want to let the flies in, you know. Alright, so, deliberation time. Alrich, if you can stand to the side. Thank you.
Sera comes over and perches on Moto the chamfer pot.
Alright, so I think we need to decide. It seemed a little mixed up of what we wanted from him specifically. I believe that he would be best used with our group in the sort of scouting ahead, infiltration, seeing what's ahead sort of deal, and then supporting by picking off people while with us. What are your guys' thoughts?
Agreed. Sera flatly agrees.
I want an extra Roxanna.
Send him in, assassinate someone, and we can be his backup.
Honestly, it might be good for him to just go after the honor guard, all things considered.
I believe that's a bit too dangerous, considering there's 4 of them and they're highly elite and trained to, protect the leader.
If he fails, the alarm goes up, and our opportunity is gone. I believe he is best an extension of us.
Yes, I believe us moving more stealthily with the additional aid of a rogue would be best. So are we in agreement with that?
Satir will join in. Perhaps you should wait till you've spoken to the others.
Agreed.
Of course. It's just...
Just give him some ale and tell him to wait.
Was there anything else we wanted to ask? Ulrich.
Can you turn people invisible?
I cannot.
Can you
He's trying to
turn
get crap.
people's skin into stone?
I cannot.
Don't mind him.
What if you borrowed such skills from our friend over here? Points to Valis.
Valis will shake his head. No,
Sera looks slightly appalled.
that's not happening.
Oh. Okay. He'll mumble to
God, you
himself.
want stone skin so bad.
Stuck up bitch.
But
Oh, you're not so dejected.
He wants stone skin so fucking bad.
Stone skin, bro. What's wrong with that?
You can
Go
be
on,
strong,
man.
bros.
Just take your dragon shit up.
all right. She's gonna look over to the group and she goes, "Well,
It's me.
I say he's a hire, and he can definitely reconvene after like initial scouting.
okay. So his
we
going
need to
rate.
meet other people.
Yeah, but his going rate. I'm fine with sharing.
That was pretty
the loot.
cheap.
I'm
That
fine with
was if
sharing
we
the-
sent him to a
I feel like 150 dust and we keep the loot for ourselves.
Well, I don't want
If you
to
get first
pay him for
pick,
that
we-
service, though. Is what I'm getting at. But
Oh,
he
you
will be
just-
with our group with the Sera of Loot.
Yes,
Yeah, pay him with dust for being in our group.
that is not
No,
what
that's
he
not on the
required.
options. Yeah.
Unless you
It
would
could
like
be.
to barter with him, Albert.
Like, there's... Yeah...
All right.
We don't know if he's
I could
privy to
try.
He's gonna
He's
smile
just going
at
to
Albert.
raise the
Okay.
price if he talks to you.
Let's not linger so much on this first participant.
Let's
Let's
pair the others.
yes, and also let's kind of collect what we're going to be, asking them first, so we're not, stepping on each other's toes and all that. How
Sorry
about
that,
we
Roxanna.
each take turns? We go down the sort of line, left to right, right to left, however you would like to take it. And we get our turns asking questions, and then someone could jump in to add on, but that kind of thing, taking turns sort of interviewing them,
Sounds good to me.
Bring in the next guy.
We don't want to
Sera's
look
gonna intentionally
unprofessional.
walk over with manners, and she will speak to Albert. We are impressed with your capabilities. We have a few other folks to talk with, if you don't mind waiting.
He will give a small bow and then he'll lean back and enjoy his ale, which looks ridiculous to you. It looks like he's floating above the air and just kind of holding up nothing.
She's just gonna lean into Sera and kind of softly whisper, "How are they able to physically interact with an illusion?"
I mean, these are powerful.
You ever heard of
spellcasters.
placebo?
She's gonna whisper back, "Do you see Satir?"
Wait, do we see? Oh, yeah, yeah. Can I vessel sense real quick? I think I'm gonna vessel sense every single time someone comes in
Okay,
and stuff.
so I feel like I have to keep saying this. The one time Vessel Sense had a magical effect was the one time you used it there. It is not a magical sense. It's literally just advantage when dealing with vessels. You have to make a perception check to look at something. It's not like soul sight. I keep having to say this. It's not like
You
that.
haven't said it to me yet.
Yes, I have 3 times.
You have?
Yes,
He
I
has
have.
Smile. All right.
Okay, anyway.
Can I insight him to see if he was blunt, chauvinistic? Not chauvinistic. What's the thing?
Showing off.
Showing off. Yeah, that.
No insight required. He absolutely was.
Oh,
He's at a job interview. Why would he not
He's
show
at-
up?
all right. Nice.
All right.
But he's showing capability. Next person. Let's go.
You get in line, guys.
Sera continues sitting on the.
Why
Motor
isn't
pod.
my vessel sense like that though?
It's literally been the same from the beginning.
The guy I sensed an intimidating presence though.
Yes, that was one.
Kato's dying. My apologies.
Anyway.
Martyr of Mercy.
Anyway, the next one up is this individual.
Ooh, they have long arms. Lady long arms, yo.
All right, go ahead and give me the handout.
Oh, she doesn't have a thing where you could just scroll over.
She should.
It takes a while.
Oh, there it goes. Jeez. Purdy.
Nice.
A ranger?
All right. As this individual walks up, she'll give a salute. She's a rather tall-looking lady, standing at about 6'1". She'll give a
Hey, yo,
smile
tall versus
and then
gorgeous.
she'll say, "Hello, everyone. Name's Lottie Longarms at your service. The call, the document said that you needed some help storming Fortress.
Yeah,
Well,
you're in the right place.
Well, hopefully I can be of some assistance.
Alright, so what's your specialty?
Well,
Give us your best pitch.
Well, it's all right. Now I'm gonna go out of character and tell you what her shit is.
She's a T-1000.
She's dead.
Fuck.
She died.
She gave a thumbs up.
She's gone forever.
Fuck.
No escape.
God.
Damn it.
There is only death.
Those long arms aren't good enough to escape death.
I mean, looks like your arms weren't long enough.
There was a malfunction.
Hey, time for death. Infinite.
She
Why are you calling Lady Long
Ranger.
Arms?
Time for Death Infinite? That's my favorite video game.
Ooh, bets.
All
Manga
right.
Ranger.
Anyway.
Or what is she?
Anyway.
Damn it.
Anyway, she is a ranger with the Pilgrim Subclass. She is
Ooh.
level 6.
We got 2 level 6s.
Can you explain to us what Pilgrim is?
Oh, Pilgrim is a subclass that's already been released, but I can explain what it does. So, the Pilgrim subclass is essentially the travel ranger. It's even more focused on travel. The Pilgrim has Indefatigable, which means that they are resistant to exhaustion. They also have a lot of extra hit points. They have 10 extra hit points. They're very hardy. She will also explain that she is specialized in climbing, athletics, jumping, all that kinds of stuff, and she's also able to use stealth.
She's specialized in stealth or can use stealth?
She can use stealth. She's not specialized in it. Specifically, her favorite weapon is a rope spear.
Hey, yo! Fucking scorpion over here.
Alright, you can ask her questions if you'd like.
What's your experience in this sort of work?
Well, I've never stormed a fortress before, but I've gotten access to places like it. I'm usually hired to explore ruins for people, to get to hard-to-reach places, things like that. But I'm also no stranger to a scrap. There's been lots of times the places I go are chock full of all sorts of baddies. Terrible monsters, bandits, thugs. One time, a giant rock with eyes.
Nice. How would you describe your fighting style?
Fast?
I like fast.
All right.
How many? Sorry.
No, go ahead, Albert.
If you were gonna ask how many hit points she had,
How many hits per? How many hits can you get in say 6 seconds?
okay.
Cratzzy!
It's a legit question. What do you mean?
3.
3?
Insight.
Yeah, I'm inciting that.
what she's like
She's
told so
telling the
far.
truth.
Okay.
But she can hit 3 times per
What the
turn.
heck? 3? What the fuck? With the ropes?
An eyebrow at that.
Well, what kind of role do you typically take in a team-based environment?
Well, I'm a ranger by trade, so I make sure that we don't die out on the road. A few parties I've been in, I've kept them safe from the many flux storms and all sorts of other dangers. In a scrap, though, I'm usually at the front line, or I'm finding my way to the back to take care of any naughties that have long distance. I can move pretty quick across the battlefield.
Okay, those are all good qualities.
Does she have the rope spear on her?
She does.
Physically?
Mm-hmm.
Sera's gonna eye the weapon and ask, how far does that go?
30 feet.
Alright, that's a pretty good distance.
How much damage?
If we were to take you on this mission, which role would you want to take?
It depends on what you want me to do.
We have a level of infiltration that takes place first. Then it turns into securing, and then routing the enemy. So, which would you feel more comfortable doing, as our main means of getting in there is through a cistern?
Well, if you need somebody to scout, I can do that very well. If you want someone to fight alongside you, I can do that too.
Any other questions from you guys as she just looks to her party?
Does she also have any other weapon, like a bow? Does she have any other weapons on her?
Yeah, she's got other weapons. She has a bow and a couple daggers.
Can you describe the bow to me? Is it a longbow or
It's a
short
longbow. It's a longbow.
She's gonna eye up the longbow and she will directly ask, how are you at sniping?
I could use a bow just fine, but I prefer to use my spear.
She'll nod.
Right.
Understood.
What are your greatest exploits in both combat and infiltration?
I fought a rock with eyes.
How well did that turn out for you?
Did you
I
win?
mean, obviously you're here, but did it provide too much trouble? Or are you able to think on the
Oh,
spot
I think it was
when
gonna.
dealing with that kind of enemy?
I think it was gonna destroy me. But it's not as fast as me, and it tried to climb up to where I was and fell.
So you have a level of ingenuity about you. That's good.
Sounds like a pussy.
Oh, but
When did Albert get
You can't-
so edgy, dude?
You turn into a
Always been
misogynist.
edgy.
Oh my god! Sounds like a little bitch to
I've
me,
been through
bro.
hell, okay? I ran for 3 days. I got chased by
Once.
savages.
I got chased
hit.
by
In
savages.
the fucking crossfire by 2
Who told you to
rocky
run away from
golem
home?
shit she's talking about right now. Alright? Just a fucking landslide because 2 stone guys with eyes decided to duke it out, okay?
Dude,
All
Albert-
impressed, but this isn't about you. This is about her right now.
Did we
She's
put him
gonna
to bed
look
or
slightly
something?
embarrassed, and she's gonna walk up and say, would you be able to demonstrate your rope spear to us?
Sure, she'll throw a dagger out and throw her spear, smacking the dagger into the air and pulling it back, catching both.
Whoa! That's a nice level of accuracy and dexterity you got there.
She'll give
Was
it
Sera
back.
What
able
about-
to like see all that, or was it almost too fast for her eyes?
It was almost too fast. Moto was watching though. That was sick! Did that pot just talk? Oh! No!
don't mind it.
Please believe.
Albert
She'll
quickly
walk
sits,
back and
like,
and
Sorry.
pot your chamber pot out of the way.
I had
Give her a
something
pat.
caught in my throat. I didn't mean. Sorry. Pretending like she said it.
So in terms of entering these ruins and in terms of infiltration, are you able to find different things? Like, how good are you at searching and appraising items within? Or is that something that's not really your forte?
I've got a skill set for that, yeah. A lot of times I'm sent to go find, artifacts and other things that have been lost. I'm pretty good at finding them. I'm not much for Arcana, but I can spot when something's got that, though.
Oh, that's a good skill to have. Now, this fortress that we're aiming to go for is on a plateau. I take it that you're more than capable of making it up that way.
Yes, I can do that.
are you good with words?
No. Talking's, I don't really like that much.
So you couldn't talk yourself out or into a situation?
Probably not. Most likely run away or stab them.
Sera gives
Shoot.
Laddie a sympathetic smile.
Albert squints.
If by chance we had to escape, a quick expeditious retreat, if you will, would you be able to assist in that with a group?
I can run.
But can you aid others in their escape?
Yes.
That is a no.
He's never been a ranger before, don't mind him.
Do you know how to cure wounds on the battlefield?
I have some knowledge of the healing arts, but not a lot.
It's alright, it's not necessary.
Well, I have one last question before we deliberate a little bit further. This is on behalf of our Miss Baudelaire over here.
Baudelaire.
Baudelaire. Sorry. But I'm curious. Are you good with alchemy by chance? Mainly making poisons, antitoxins, antidotes, etc.
No. I know a few poultices, but no.
Okay.
So
Figured I would ask.
Alright,
what's your going rate?
that's
Well-
what I was gonna ask.
Well, if I'm in party with you, fighting alongside you, I expect an equal share. If it's just base exploration that you need, which is one of my, I suppose you might say, base talents, I charge 100 dust.
Alright. Well, thank you for your time. You're quite impressive, Miss Longarms. I think it's time we deliberate.
Of course. I'll just sit over here.
She's gonna look to her party and immediately go, I don't cheat. She's right for this mission, but it'd be nice to keep her in mind for when we're traveling.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Sera will
I
just
mean,
kind of shrug her shoulders.
Yeah.
I think we
Stop.
could find others.
I think she fits well in a composition as compared to another rogue.
Yeah, I believe... Well, actually, no. I think if it was between Lottie and Aldrich, I would prefer Aldrich over Lottie. But I believe the only reason we would add her on is as a sort of support for the secondary team if we have someone distracting at the front, if we go with that plan from before. Otherwise, I don't believe we should add her on.
I believe that she might actually be a good asset for after we take the fortress. To have somebody actually guide us out of here, like into our later locations.
There is the matter of the watchdog, and I agree. Her talents seem best for exploration and relic hunting, not mass murder.
I don't know if you guys saw, but she threw a dagger and then chucked a spear at it and hit it without hesitation, really fast.
Yeah,
I
Right.
swing a sword.
I swing
It
a
was-
glaive.
It was quite impressive, but I don't believe anyone could really do that in the midst of combat. It was just, showboating for an interview.
She was
Okay,
going to
but my point
selfishly
is,
point to herself and say, I need someone to help me stay alive. I think she might, but I think we can do better.
all right, I'm just
See
saying,
the others.
she wouldn't have been able to do that with a bow. That's very
Kinda-
handy.
She kind of gives a side glance to Sera and she goes, well, when we go in, I could stick by your side, make sure you stay safe.
Oh,
We'll take care of formations after we get everybody.
She'll give Roxanna a smile.
Nice.
Smile back with a little nod.
Snack that smiles back till you bite their head off.
Goldfish!
All right, next.
Oh no! Alright,
Next.
so we're kind of iffy about hiring her. Next!
Next!
Number 3!
All right. The next one that walks in is not human.
Wait, something
So-
not human on this continent?
Yep.
Well.
What is it? What is it? Ooh, guess. I am guessing
Here you
a
go.
myconid.
What could that
What is
You
it? What is
see
What is it?
this guy.
What is that? Whoa! He's fluffy!
Oh
Uh,
my god.
Is that a hyena man?
I need this man in my life.
That is a hyena man.
Yes! Yes! Hire him! Hire him now!
He is
I like this guy.
He is a Huskari, yes. Or
His name is
Cascari.
Cackles. Oh my
Sabeiro is salivating.
Cackles the crowd.
No, the player is salivating. Fucking like, this is awesome. Fucking love this dude.
This is a lot of excitement.
All right, I'll let you guys get that out of your system real quick.
Jesus. I just like that he looks cool.
All right. Well, anyway, he will enter the room with a 60 more nobility than the others, and he will give a long and elegant bow. Enchanté, Cackles the Crown at your service. I have come from a long way at the call of adventure and treasure. It is my hope that I can provide you the services that you require.
Well met. Tell us, what is it that you specialize in?
Many things, my dear, but I would say that these over the others. All right, and he is a bard.
What kind?
He is a harlequin.
Oh, that's one of the.
That's
One in there.
That's the melee bard. Yep.
Level?
I have one of those.
He is level 7.
Gimme! We're taking him. So wait, real quick rundown. What like abilities does a Harlequin have?
So first of all, bards deal with madness. They can use spells that aren't on their spell list. But the Harlequin specifically gives proficiency in armor and shields and weapons, and they have an ability called Carnage, which is whenever they would cast a spell that is not on their list, they get to make a melee attack.
Wow. How do they cast one that's not on their list?
That's the special ability that bards have. So bards have the ability to cast spells that are not on the bard list, but doing so gives them madness.
So they have a certain amount, almost like burden. Like here's your set
Actually,
amount of
they have
madness.
reverse burden. They get madness
Oh.
instead. So that's their thing.
Oh, cool. What was the proficiency? Swords and.
Well, proficiency in martial weapons in general. He specifically uses a cane sword.
Of course he does.
Can you chuck it down on the ground and it turns into a whip?
No,
What?
it's not Bloodborne.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank
you. D4.
Sera's gonna nudge the moto pot with her toe, and she's gonna say in her mind, "Get up. We have to make a good impression."
Moto will melt, and then he'll turn into himself. Fine. You, as he points to Cackles, who will look down at him, you will address the mighty wizard Sera with all of your reverence. Behold, for she is the new demon queen. And then he'll look back at her and he'll just say, "How was that?"
She'll give a very stoic nod. Superb
that's
performance.
All right, he'll just sit on the floor. He just sits
Albert will
down.
kneel.
After that outburst, she will level her gaze. She's gonna try to play it off. She's gonna level her gaze at Cackles, and she'll say, "It is most excellent to meet you."
It seems that I'm in the company of royalty. He'll give an even deeper bow. Apologies, my lady. I did not know that you possess such titles.
Never fear. We did not make it apparent before your arrival.
Sabeiro looks to Sera. It's like,
Yeah, we're all a little royal here.
So,
Well then. Now
Does he
I
have
was. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Does he have an instrument that's apparent on his body?
He does not.
Okay, keep going.
He will. Then I have been informed that you intend to, assault a fortress, and I have come because, I have heard that there is much treasure to be found in such places, and I'm in the need of funds for various projects. So I've come to offer you my blade, as it were.
What's your experience in doing this sort of work?
I've been dancing the dance of death for a long time, child. A long time.
Your blade.
Insight. 11. I guess he has.
What do you say, Albert?
Your blade.
Indeed. He'll hold up his cane and then he'll unsheath his cane sword.
Impressive.
He'll give it a few swipes and then he'll sheath it once more.
Oh, beat required.
Oh, no show-offs. Okay.
I do not show off, sir.
I like this guy.
Showing off is for something for people that have something to prove. I do not.
By chance, how are you in a team-based environment, working alongside others in not only combat but also infiltration?
I must admit I'm not one for infiltration. Once the battle blood within me starts pumping, there are very few things that can stop my sword from singing.
I see.
Alright.
I prefer the revel of combat, and of course, of the social gathering.
You'd stick around for the after party.
Delve into an area, as we have to first insert ourselves before we can begin.
Yes, of course. I must admit that I am not quite as skilled at such a thing, but I'm able to keep quiet when necessary. I can assure you, as off-putting as that may sound, I'm of deep confidence that my blade will fell many enemies, and when they are dead, there is no more need for stealth.
Would you say, well, this is Evelyn guessing from his appearance, but she would ask, would you say you're more athletic or acrobatic?
Oh, my goodness, I'm neither of those things. I am elegant.
But if you had to choose.
Elegance.
Sera nods. I would also choose elegance.
Elegance.
I do like the mysterious third option. Carry on.
Alright.
Sera's
Any
gonna
other-
size up cackles and say, I've never worked with a bard before. Help me understand your magic usage.
The magic comes from madness, from the shadow that whispers. It tells me what I need to know. And if I follow it well, success is just around the corner. Is the best way for me to describe it.
So a gamble.
I suppose.
Alright.
Is your magic random at best, or are you able to pluck out a spell that is most fitting for our current situation?
Oh, I understand your misconceptions. The magic that I have stored from the Shadow's knowledge has already been selected. It is not random chance, but careful preparedness that guides my shadows.
So you understand your own magic,
Indeed, I
but
do.
you have available. She'll nod.
If we were to hire you on for this mission, what would be your asking rate?
Well, if I am to fight alongside you in the party, then I will expect an equal share. If I am to engage in rigorous battle on my own, then I will expect 300 dust.
By
With regards
chance,
to your fighting on your own, how many enemies have you taken before at once?
7.
And those enemies were
Commoners.
not rats, right?
They were members of the Doomsayers, a band of mercenaries from the south.
That's pretty good to me.
by chance, what's your favorite type of enemy to fight?
The one whose eyes I can see the light leave.
So you have no preference on casters or divine?
Care's
sword?
not for me. I prefer fighting those that aren't monsters. Monsters are boring.
I see.
All right.
Wait, what?
Shall we deliberate?
Well,
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Just to help me understand. So I've got, they can deal with madness to use spells not on their spell list. So he's got a set list of spells that he can use at any point in time, like
Yep,
a
bard
normal
spells. Yeah,
And then he can use a madness point to cast anything.
to cast anything from other spell lists that he selected, but yes.
Oh, so there's two spell. Okay, I'm with you. Thank you.
Was there anything you wanted to say, Nooya?
I guess we're deliberating now.
Okay, I thought you had something more to continue. Thank you, Mr. Electron. You can take a seat over there. We'll be deliberating.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so I think it'd be most useful storming the front, doing a two-pronged attack thing, and then we can take on Laddie to be a sort of support for him. What do you guys think?
I think that's a good idea.
Me too.
Laddie could possibly get him in deeper, too, considering the level of infiltration that might work.
Alright.
Laddie can be his eyes, I guess.
He has a steeper rate, but I think it's worth it with how much he's boasted and his
His level of
prowess.
experience, yeah. He covered a lot of bases.
He could infiltrate with us in the middle, begin a fight with us, and if reinforcements are summoned to our fight, he could
Split off.
distract and take them by himself.
Yeah.
So like a second wave for backup.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am quite concerned if we go straight to the captain and the alarm goes out, we will be overwhelmed. He would help us even those odds.
He might also be very useful in just securing the center, that teleportation area.
Right, and
Excellent point.
if they storm the front and they actually succeed rather than just be a simple diversion, I can see it working out.
So far, this is just 3 out of the 5. We have 2 more.
I
Alright,
need one of those secretary intercoms. Next!
next! Anything you wanted to contribute, Cratzzy?
I don't know. Maybe
Alright,
if
break.
we want someone to, if we want someone to distract by the gate, he seems like a good fit.
He does.
Yeah.
This
You
is
better
what I was
not
thinking.
be f***ing asleep.
God! Wait, you beat yourself!
God damn it!
Great.
I'm not asleep. I just
What is it, like 2 in the morning?
Jace caught me off guard. Yeah.
I'm making sure
Asking
you're involved.
That question really
Alright.
caught me off guard. What's up?
All right.
Next!
All right, next is this guy.
Oh my god, he's hot.
The fuck?
I love him.
What hot topic did they pull you out of? Christ alive. Like, where's the
Fuck,
fucking
he's a
crew shirt?
warlock.
Dude, even if we don't hire some of these people, I want to party with them afterwards. I want this
guy
tavern to be
lives
real.
since the Sabaton.
Intercom next.
He's already here. You don't need to summon him to the office.
I know he's here.
Alright. Who do we see before? He's human, right? He looks
He's human, yes.
okay.
Fish.
All right, can I get a handout for everybody? Boom.
Sick. And when you do your makeup?
Is
All
he
right.
a warlock?
He will walk up and he will go, "Hey,
Hey.
Hey.
Alright.
What's your name?
I'm here for
I
the
know
job."
it's for soda.
Hey, thanks for coming.
I think we found Dr. Evelyn Grace's love interest.
I'm here for the job.
Nice.
Alright, so what is it you can do?
This. He will turn into a shadow monster.
Whoa!
And then he will turn back.
Guys above and below. Whoa.
What the hell just happened?
Super
My magic.
awesome.
You need like an exorcism or something?
No.
What sort of magic was that?
That was sorcery.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, and
Yeah,
this
God, please
guy.
tell us what the fuck that is.
So this guy is a sorcerer. Specifically,
What?
he has the umbral infusion.
Tell me more.
Is this like a thing players can do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What? Level, please.
He's level 6.
Level 6. Holy fuck.
This is Arcadum taking the chance to show off what other people haven't picked yet.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Whoa. I thought he was like a druid or something. I'll be like, what the fuck?
That's a badass druid if that's a fucking druid, not gonna lie.
Alright, what is it that umbral sorcerers can do?
So umbral sorcerers get access to Shadow Soul, which is their flux alloy. So all sorcerers get to roll on wild magic tables, and each different type of sorcerer gets a different table in which to roll on. Umbral sorcerers, the umbral infusion, gives them access to the ability to critically strike on a range of 15 to 20 whenever they activate their flux magic. They can roll on their magic, which lets them deal bleed damage to enemies in the area around them. They can become invisible. They can, also cast spells as normal. Stuff like that. He's a shadow mage.
Bleed sounds good.
Wait, so that like list you gave, that's like something that could happen on a table?
Yes.
Or like abilities. Okay, so it's not a guarantee.
You say all sorcerers roll on the wild magic table?
Yes, all of them. Always, all the time.
Isn't Sera a sorcerer?
No.
She's a wizard.
She's
Okay.
No, she's a wizard.
No, she's a
Okay.
wizzy wizard.
We've been playing together for fucking like 7 months.
God.
And you don't even know what class I am?
Dude,
it's
Albert-
6 a.m.
Dude, Cratzzy is fucking...
What did I even say, actually? I don't remember.
Yep, just keep backpedaling. You're backpedaling up a hill, Cratzzy. You're doing great, bud.
Really
I
projected
ran
that head.
20 slavers.
You're channeling that himbo energy, and I'm loving it.
What is himbo?
Don't...
You okay?
Oh, right. I am himbo. That's true. Yes, thank you.
Continue. Please.
Yes, thank you, I am, yes.
Oh yes, my identifier, himbo.
What? Ending
So-
session at time? No.
So what's your experience in this sort of job?
Well, you want to take the fortress, yeah?
Yes. Have you
Yeah.
done something similar before?
So you want
or-
me to shoot people with my magic, right?
Yes.
Okay, I've done that a lot.
Alright, straightforward. Anything-
Right.
Significant you've done in the past, or just
No.
shooting people? Alright. Honesty's the best policy.
Is his theme song "Pumped Up Kicks"?
Do we know in character that Umbral is a like the thing?
You know,
Almost,
you know,
didn't
in you know in character that he's the practitioner of wild magic, which is the literal definition of a wild card. There's no telling what they'll be able to do.
Okay.
I love this motherfucker.
I love wild magic.
How do you work in a team-based environment for both infiltration as well as combat?
Meh.
Do you work well with others in general?
What would be
I feel
your
the same.
best use case?
I've been hired to just stand outside and just destroy things.
Oh.
I think that's what people really want.
His theme song is "Pumped Up Kicks."
He drops in and then the doom music kicks in. That's what happens.
Sera's gonna narrow her eyes at this gentleman. She will ask before asking Mo to do it. Would you allow yourself to be licked by a devil?
Okay.
It's all part of the hiring process, kid.
I don't know what Sera's doing.
Getting his life story?
Tastes like angst.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about his shadow form? When
It's-
did you learn,
That's
Meadow?
pretty potent. He's got like some polymorph stuff going on there.
She's gonna talk to Motor in front of Johan. How strong? How much of a distraction could he be?
Pretty good. About as strong as the cackle guy.
Alright, I have a question for you, Johan. What's the most grievous injury you have experienced, and what is the most grievous injury you have caused someone without them dying?
Heartbreak.
Damn.
That is pretty
I can
grievous.
feel you there, bro.
No hesitation.
Have you ever died?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep, see, this is
Inside
the time where that question
Or
matters.
outside?
Yes.
I see.
all right.
What brought you back?
He doesn't answer.
Sabeiro, this dude kinda
Albert, we're
looks
gonna
like
have a talk
zombie.
with you.
This guy's a zombie, bro. He's a zombie, bro.
Somebody pulled him out of Spencer's gifts. He was in the back.
If we were to hire you, what would your rates be?
If I'm in the party with you, I'd like probably like an equal share or whatever. But if you just wanted me to kill people outside the fortress or whatever, it'd be like 150 dust, probably.
Okay.
Anything anyone else wants to add?
Starting to see a pattern here.
Hey,
How about 10% share and you stay with us?
What?
what?
Of what?
Oh, Al.
Albert.
We got,
Of my love.
we got one more and then
What?
we got delivery.
Whoa.
God.
I was just gonna say
Sorry,
it's pretty
bro.
cool.
I don't like you.
Oh.
We have another half if you need one.
He's gonna walk away.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, Johan.
See ya.
Albert.
Al, there's a thing called timing.
What do you
You
mean?
don't got it.
We're in stasis.
Right.
I think
There is no time.
There is no time. There is only death.
I think he would be great to storm the
Yeah,
front.
suicide mission. Got it.
All right, we're taking him no matter
It's
what.
cheap as well.
Yeah, he's really cheap. He's underselling himself, honestly.
Honestly,
Um,
I think that like he's a good pick for being able to like attack front, then be led inside to help us deal with the other
Yeah.
has-beens.
You know, I think we could swap him out for Laddie if we hire her, and Laddie could be the one that scouts ahead and finds all the, scouts out the useful tactics, you know.
I think if we were to sort of split what we have right now, it would be Johan, Kakos, Laddie at the front, Ulrich with us, because I could use the extra support in that. And I'm hoping the last person that comes in through here is a sort of support or healer of some sort, so they can have them in the front as well, storming the gates. But it's supposed to mean that you're not going to be
I thought
storming the
Doctor-
gates, you're going to be with us.
I thought
So-
the doctor could heal
So
them.
there's one more.
Yeah,
I would like a healer.
Yeah.
Not bitch and moan
I
every
would love
time.
to see this
we're
next
hurt.
person, Arcadum.
Oh, there is
I've
one
never
more.
bitched and moaned. I've taken it. Alright, so they're a definite hire, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see
Wowzers.
the next person.
Anyway,
Oh, we need to
Alright. Next!
need some dust to spend on potions at least.
bro, if you ever just next.
Next!
All right. One moment, please.
Un momento, por favor.
One moment, please.
Ow! Oh, fuck.
Gently attack.
All right. The next person who enters seems far more capable of the others.
Oh! Level 10.
In fact, the person who enters walks in with an air of authority about them. They are also wearing a very strange-looking piece of armor. You can see that it has moving parts inside of it, twisting and moving as he walks towards you.
What a tanty!
What is it?
And you see this guy.
don't know about them.
Whoa, he's cool.
Whoa.
Yo, badass dude, what's up?
Yo.
You got prosthetics,
Dude, he's
don't you?
wielding it backhanded. That's how you know he's that cool.
I
Has he
don't
got
know, Cratzzy. He's
the
out
Henry?
edging Albert.
He is unbound.
He's hired.
Well, hold the fuck up.
Albert. Alright. If he'd like to
Welcome.
introduce himself.
All right, as he walks forward, he will state, "Whom is in charge here?"
I am.
Immediately just nods over to Valis. Nope. Don't listen to him.
Valis will watch Albert be in charge.
Sera will cross her arms and also watch
Aye.
Albert.
Go on, Albert. You're in charge.
Right, apparently.
The Undying at your service.
Very well. I am Kuzak, the Unbound. I have been informed that there is a job here, and that you are
At your service.
that you are
That is true.
that you are attempting to assault the fortress not far from here. 3 days' travel, if I recall. Satir will
You've
nod.
been there.
I have not, but I must go there.
Why is that?
Oh,
It would be dangerous for me to go by myself, although I believe I am capable of doing it. If you are offering payment, it would be practical to offer my assistance.
Sounds like we have the same goals in mind.
Very well.
Wait, what purpose do you have at that fort?
My purpose is... Alright, let me go. Wow.
Oh wow!
Probably killed
wow.
Claire
Wowie.
or whatever.
this motherfucker a
And then-
paladin?
Wowie.
I'll be
Wow.
back.
Whoa. Wah.
Motherfucker, a fighter? Katana wielder with a magic flaming hand?
Bro, is he a bro?
Bro,
Is he a fighter, bro?
Is he
Alright.
related to your character? Because he has roundabout the same fucking hair.
Yo.
He's
it's
a
like
dragon.
Fire Dragon Knight, bro.
Yeah, he might be a Dragon Knight. Look at the hand.
Alright. He is a fighter. He is
Call
he is the Mercenary Subclass.
Oh.
He is level 10.
I knew it!
Oh, yeah, boy.
And he has
He's
a
expensive.
and he has a prestige class. His
Dragon
prestige class is Iron Crime.
Oh my god!
Ooh. Sick.
That explains it.
I'm illiterate. I don't know what that is.
Whoa. He's gonna be expensive as shit.
It's mecha
Maybe.
dudes.
He has a goal here. He might not be that expensive. He just
Also-
knows it's dangerous to go alone.
And also, if we don't hire him, we're gonna have to deal with him later because he's still going there.
But we don't have to
But if we
fight
do
him.
hire him, he can be added to our stations. He could be added.
What is the mercenary subclass? Can we start with the basics?
Yeah. What's
so,
that?
So the Mercenary Subclass. So first of all, he's a fighter, base-wise, but
mhm.
the Mercenary Subclass gives him the ability to drink potions as a swift action.
Oh,
He also gets 2 additional uses of the equipment action per round, and their action surge gives them an additional bonus action. So the Mercenary Fighter is the item-based fighter.
okay.
That would
And
couple
then the
Roxanna.
prestige class?
The Prestige
Crime?
class is called Iron Crime. Now, I can't reveal much about it to you because you have to actually ask him in character, but you think it has to do with the fact that much of his body is not covered in armor, but rather his body is replaced with metal.
The cyborg.
Cool.
Excuse me, if I may be so rude to ask, what is with...
Roxanna. Steps back.
Pardon?
Okay, well,
He gave you
What
permission
is
to
it?
speak
Yeah.
because he's
Yeah.
in charge.
She's glaring at him.
He's in charge.
what is with the sort of augments on your body? The metal?
They are my body.
How did you come to be like that?
Classified.
Right,
Was it-
does it...
Voluntary.
It was.
Classified by whom?
Me.
Alright, so does it grant you any sort of, I'm assuming, protection, since you're not wearing that much, not really wearing armor, but is there anything else special about it? Any
Yes.
abilities?
A lot.
Can you give an example?
He will set his left hand on fire.
That is metal.
Is that at will?
Yes.
I'm assuming if you were to hit someone like that, it would cause some extra damage. Right, so sieging the fortress for your own purposes or whatever, do you have any expertise or experience doing something like this in the past?
Yes.
An example, or is that classified?
Classified.
What is your purpose at the fortress?
My purpose is to recover a specific item. I will require no other loot except for this item, and an equal share should I be in the party. Only to cover expenses.
Which item might that be so we could help look
Classified.
for it? We have a ranger, so she's pretty gifted in searching for artifacts.
Classified.
By chance, how are you in a team-based environment of infiltration as well as combat situations?
Adept.
How about fighting enemies that are well above your strength?
That's all he does.
Right, we can't really promise such payments right now if we don't know what the item is or how it could be beneficial to us. Is there anything you can elaborate, even the smallest detail? For example, what sort of item is it? Is it information or an actual wondrous item of sorts?
Classified.
Is it sentimental? All right.
My business for being there is my own. I'm offering my services to help you retake the keep and the fortress.
Sounds good to me.
I do not require anything else except for the item therein.
Can I
Is your
insight
item on one of the individuals inside this fort?
Possible, but unlikely.
All right.
All right, so maybe it's just something there. Can I insight to see if he has any personal attachment or if it's like sort of, you know,
I mean,
if he seems like very invested into it, or he just like, you know.
he is very invested into it.
Yeah, but I'm trying to see if like for personal reason or like just because it's a powerful, edgy background.
Sure, roll an insight. See what I can give you.
All right, 20.
There's an almost desperate twinge to his voice.
All right, desperity.
By chance, if we don't hire you, but we bring you along and allow you to be able to do such anyway, but like allowing you to be able to operate however you see fit, as long as you leave us alone, would that be something within your scope? I also am curious as to whom of which you might have allegiances to.
If you do not agree to accompany me as a party, I will do that anyway. I do not need your permission to do so.
Understood.
Oh, you're working for free.
The allegiance question.
Negative. I am not working for free.
But
Our interests align. I will assist you if you are to accept me into your party, and I will help you not to be dead. I will take an equal share, plus the item that I have came for. If you do not accept me into your party, that is fine, but I intend to go there in either case.
Right, so to rounding back to my fellow's question, are you a part of any sort of faction?
Classified.
I'd like to arcana his living armor.
Go ahead.
Can I look for any symbols or anything that might be on his person?
15.
Like a once-over of him?
Yeah, you can roll perception with advantage because vessel sense.
Smile. That's a...
With a 15,
That's
Sera,
funny.
as you take a closer look at his armaments, you could see that there's a lot of arcane energy kind of pulsing through. Probably would take a lot of energy to keep that up.
Does it cover his whole body, or are there
Not
pieces
all of it.
that still?
It seems that only his right and left arm and some of his chest.
Does it look unfinished?
That you can't tell. You have no idea.
Okay.
With a 23, you're able to see that if he does have any symbology, he has taken care to cover it up with clothing.
Going to lean into Sera real quick and in a low tone go, do you think you could get him to do a sort of demonstration? I think he's hiding something underneath his clothing. Like very hushed tone kind of thing, you know? So he doesn't pick up.
Sera's gonna study. Is it Kuzak? Is that how I pronounce it?
Yeah.
She's gonna study Kuzak, and she will speak up and gesture towards his hand that's probably still on fire. How long can you keep that up?
A few minutes.
And she'll twist her hand around a little bit. And your armor, clearly arcane in nature. What source is that? Is that yourself?
It is myself.
She'll nod to herself. Are you able to show us some of your capabilities in a demonstration, perhaps fire-based, or is he holding a sword? Is his weapon clear?
He has a great sword.
Or perhaps step through a few swings?
Alright, some fighting stances.
Very well. Alright, he'll shove the sheathed greatsword into the ground and will pull it free with one arm in a fluid, swift motion. He will swing the weapon around him at a rapid pace, performing 3 consecutive attacks without stopping, and then letting out a gout of flame above him. And then he will put the weapon back.
Sera lets out a low whistle.
During this time, his clothes and stuff, he lots a lot of movement. Could I then see anything that was hidden before?
Yes, make me another perception check.
All right. No! Give me that birthday 20, please!
Something can be turned into an 11 because of Dr. Evelyn Grace.
Evelyn, help me!
I'm good.
No, what do you
Well,
Oh.
mean? We love you!
I
Alright.
mean, it's... Yeah.
The moment has passed.
What? No!
I don't know what you were doing, so...
This is why you pay attention.
You were whispering to Sera.
Alright, anyway. Does that suffice?
Sera's got
Rather
an
impressive.
impressed look on her face and says, "Yes, I think you are more than capable. Thank you."
By chance, are you aware as to whom of which holds this fortress, or does that not matter to you?
I do not care about such things, only the item that lies therein.
Understood.
Do you know of its location?
I believe it is in the depths of the fortress.
Question, was the... our objective put on that notice? To what extent was our objective advertised as?
The objective was to take a fortress.
Okay.
Any other questions before we deliberate?
I believe I don't have any more.
She'll nod at Kuzak and say, "Thank you for your interest. We'll chat."
Yes, thank you.
Shortly.
Just join our comrades over there.
Because I was about to say, it's like
Let's sit down.
I did have like a little bit of a question, but we can do that after we go through the hiring process here.
Advertise Valis. See how he did.
No, he's obviously shady as shit, but he is capable. He did mention that it was deep within the fortress, so whenever we infiltrate, we will probably run into whatever item he's looking for first before him, since that is the first point which we will be taking. I suggest that we hire him to storm the front, seeing as he has the lowest going rate, from face value so far. We don't know
You
the
actually never asked him that.
Ask him what?
You never
Ask
The
him.
value of the.
You never asked him what his rate being out of the party was.
What is it then?
Yeah, we did.
No, you didn't.
I thought we.
I thought
Nah,
that was
we
just
only
outright
got-
He said-
getting the item.
He said hit the
he's-
share of the loot.
Yes,
or...
if he was in the party.
If he was with us.
Yeah, if he
Like
was
share
with
of the loot and the item if he was with us. Outside of that, I suspect that it's just him getting the item.
Yeah, that's what he said before in the first.
It's
I
fine.
don't-
Because-
It's fine. I can just answer it for you. It's 500 dust.
500 dust?
Yeah, I also heard it was only just the artifact. That
No,
is
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no.
he said-
I think I know where you're getting confused. So he said that if he's with you, that he'll assist for an equal share plus the item. That if he's not with you, it doesn't matter what you have him do because he's still going to go for the item. And if you don't accept him at all, then he's still going to go there.
So it's
The
equal
fighting
share plus
symbol.
the item or 500 dust
plus
and the item.
Yeah. If you want him to do some like distraction run or something like that. Or
I prefer for him to be with the party. That's just me though.
I do not want him to be a part of the party for the pure fact that our infiltration route as is, we will be going to the underground route first because that's where the first capture point is. And he said that what he is looking for is deep within the facility, meaning we would run into it first, meaning that we would be able to assess what this item that he is looking for might be, and, well, determine if it's useful to him or useful to our party.
Sera's gonna frown and say, after that display, I have no intention of keeping something from that man.
Same.
He will cut me in half.
All right,
we're-
but
we're not having him.
we would need to keep it to ourselves if it goes against our cause. You know, the original objective of what we're doing.
I'm
If we're
pretty sure
looking
he's not
to-
this anymore.
Deceive Kuzak, we would need assistance from Satir and Valis.
Yes, we don't know where his allegiance lies. He said it was classified. He didn't say he was working for himself. There's always the possibility that someone here could be working for the Taladoni. And
She will,
someone doesn't get that ability with the metal things without having some powerful connections.
She'll move over to Satir and Valis and she will just generally ask, of the 5 who came in, did either of you recognize any of them, particularly the last one?
I'm sorry. Oh, you were talking to Satir Val. Sorry, I was reading
Yeah.
something.
No problem.
Did they recognize?
Did they
any of them?
recognize-
No.
Yeah.
They did not. Although Satir will lean in and suggest, I believe I know what Kuzak is.
Oh?
The term iron crime comes to mind. It was a somewhat heretical program that was ran by some of the council, supposedly in secret. It was stated that they could combine man and machine, but it would also seem that, according to what we have been told, that such things were not fully successful, as such combinations lead to madness. And yet here is one in front of us.
There's all the more reason that if he wants an item, keep it away from him because he might be working for the Taladoni.
He is desperate for an artifact that would be in this fortress. Do the Iron Crime need a sustenance, just like our Dragon Knight needs blood?
Satir will
I don't
shrug.
need blood.
Satir will shrug and say, all life forms require sustenance. Who can say what this one needs?
Is he, in this illusion, is he like eating food or anything?
No, he's
Like-
not. In fact, he's not sitting on the chairs, he's standing in the middle of the table.
Wait, he's standing in, he doesn't see the illusion, he doesn't see the illusion. He's standing in the middle of a table. Like in the middle of a table?
That is correct.
He doesn't see the illusion. He sees what the fuck we're in right now.
Correct.
That's a security breach. I have alarm bells in my head right now.
All the more reason for us to hire him.
Yeah, to keep an eye on him. Holy fuck.
We gotta
Yes,
decide if we want to do this stealthy or guns blazing.
How?
I don't think you should come in the same party.
I don't want him
Here's-
with our party.
Here's how I see it. If we have Cackles with us and everybody else with him storming the front, we're saving a little bit of our dust. If we have him with us, we're saving a lot more money, but we risk him finding that item.
I do not want
Something
him
we didn't
finding that
ask, which I
item.
think would be pivotal, is if he gets that artifact, is he just going to dip out? Like, will he help us keep it until the end and then leave, or will he get that artifact and leave? Because if that's the case, then that's a pretty big point against him.
Yeah, but if we don't hire him, he's going to go there on his own, and he's probably going to cause his own ruckus if anybody gets in the way. And that means he might kill Cackles, who is one of our more adept people that has shown up.
Well, he
I
did say that he
agree.
wasn't going to go there on his own initially. That's why he wanted to try and join up with us. I'm assuming he will come in after us. He will use us as a distraction.
He's aware that it's 3 days travel, too.
He will try to take us down while we're weak. He will let us storm the fortress first and then come in our weakest moment to take it. That's what's gonna happen. I agree with the Cackles joins our party. The rest of them storm the front. Lottie, I don't want to hire her. Alric could do Lottie's job.
I think Alric makes sense to actually come with us. One, it gives Roxanna a chase to observe if you want to go down that path.
I love that subclass.
and two, he's meant to be stealth and he's meant to steal magic, and our general group is okay-ish against magic casters, and he would really help us lean the scales. I would prefer to have him with us.
I do agree with Sera.
Yeah, I do see it. Like, I see it as they need a support in the front lines, and either Lottie or Alric would provide that support to the frontliners. And let me just try to like crunch the numbers real quick. We have 1,000. 1,000 dust. Are we operating? Yeah, we're operating on the 1,000 dust, not the 3,000.
Yes.
Let me just calculator time.
Because I was remembering back, and I figured like everything else that we took from the manor, I thought that's what ended up being quote unquote liquidized for getting us 3,000 dust total.
It was never stated. Like, this entire time we were just operating on, oh my god, we're broke, we don't have currency, we don't have dust. And then all of a sudden, Satyr goes, here you go, 1,000 dust. And then we're like, oh yeah, now we have currency.
I mean, hey, 21 days.
All right, we're
we had 3,000.
over budget. It's 12,000 in total for all these people.
1,200.
1,200. Don't mind me, I'm dyslexic.
Correct math.
Correct math. Oh, hey, I'm not that bad, all right? It was a 0 off.
The way I would propose it is we actually have 3 people with us, Cackles, Alric, and Kuzak. As we go into the middle, Cackles could potentially split off and deal with fights on his own, so could Kuzak. So that gives us an advantage of once we're in there, they could be distractions as we keep going, and then Alric generally stays with us as we progress.
That brings up the question of, are we going guns blazing, 2-pronged, or...
Oh, that's right, yeah, the Johann, we could have... It sounds like he was pretty chill at just, like, walking up to the front door and just starting to sling shadow magic at him. He sounds pretty chill about that.
I still think we should go the 2-pronged approach.
Because then if he does that, he's 150. We don't pay the 500. And then that's Cackles and Alric, who I don't think we're paying either. It's just equal shares of loot. So the amount of loot
if they're with our
party. Yeah. The amount of loot at the end will then just be smaller for us. So we're not spending dust up front. We're losing loot on the end, which I'd actually prefer to spend the dust up front.
Okay. I think there's 3 questions we need to like ask and then answer. 1, what strategy are we going with? 2, how do we want, like, who do you want with us? And 3, like the follow-up of who's going to be at the, like, actually 3, who are we not hiring?
I think we don't hire Laddie.
I don't want Laddie.
I have a strategy in mind.
Okay.
We get Alric and Laddie to be able to do an initial infiltration, opening the front gate, and getting Johann, Cackles, and Kuzak in.
That works.
And we teleport in to be able to meet up with them. We do one big fight as we're securing, and then when they split off, we pick one to stay with us, and that's the person that we directly paid to be a part of the party. That way, if any of them die, we don't have to worry too much, because I think we should pay half now, half later. That way we can recoup our money.
Yeah, I would go 30% now, and then that gives us space for them to barter with us if it gets to 50.
I do not want to purposely put ourselves in a big battle. I want to do the infiltration, sneak off, and then they cause a distraction kind of thing, because we are storming a keep. It has been stated before, we're going without rest and stuff. We would need the funds. Dudes. It's 100 dudes. You take on 100 men.
He also said that battle was unavoidable.
In a fight, right?
But
we're expending resources, and I don't want to go through how we had the waves of mini enemies before we did the Unspeaker. That whittled us down before we hit the boss fights. I don't want to be whittled down at all in mini fights before we deal with these captains, with the lieutenants and then the captain,
But we don't want to raise any alarms, or we'll have the mansion incident all over again.
Well, that's why they're the distraction.
We'll be invisible too, so...
We could do the underground infiltration ourselves, not having anybody directly with us yet, and then once we make it to up top, to be able to start dealing with whomever enemies we have to, they should already be on the way in as we are securing the center invisibly, and doing our best to assess where we should be going from there. Whomever we want to have directly part of the party will convene with us after we secure the center, so then we can have them for dealing with all of the mini boss.
I feel like we're terrible at plans where we overcomplicate this shit.
Well, okay, that's why we're trying to keep it simple. So, are we going with the two-pronged attack then? Whatever method we go, we're doing two-pronged.
I see.
All right. So, who do we want? How are we dividing our players? Who's going to be with our party? Who's going to be on the second team?
Cackles
Expendables.
Kuzak is the most important, because either we keep an eye on him when he's on our party, or we have him off with the distraction, and then we find out what the fuck he wants here. Because I think he's Taladoni 100%, so I do not want him getting that fucking item, whatever he wants.
I would spend 500 dust to keep him away from us, and also keep the other people that he parties up with alive as well.
Yeah. I say Cackles should be with us, or Ulrich. It's either or, but I would prefer Cackles with us.
And we might as well hire Laddie to be the infiltration, or the second prong.
Well,
because
that's
it's
the
100
thing.
dust, so...
Well, okay, we had to really take into account money. So we're saving we're not saving 500, we're spending 500 to keep him away so we can see what the fuck he needs. Cackle's with us.
If he was with us? Oh no, fighting solo.
No.
Okay.
Fighting solo, that's 500, so we're 500 in a hole. If we have Cackles with us, that saves us 300. That's 150 dust for Ulrich, 100 for Laddie, and then 150 for Johan. They're the cheaper options. So we definitely can't have Cackles and Kuzak on the team, because that we cannot afford it.
Yeah.
All right, so Kuzak on our team, Cackles on the other team?
Correct. That's fine.
All right,
how
Johan, Cackles.
Wait, what?
You said you wanted Kuzak on our team?
No.
Oh, my bad. I mixed it up. Thank you for catching me. Kuzak on the other team, Cackles on our team.
Yes.
Thank you. Johan, Laddie, Ulrich. Do we want to go with what Sabeiro said in Ulrich and Laddie, doing the infiltration to help their team?
I want to do that, because then they can aid within fighting enemies and whittling numbers, while the rest of them, Kuzak and Johan, just unload.
All right.
Cackles will enjoy being with us.
I mean, I have a dream that Ulrich goes with us, and we just send him away for a couple of minutes, and he assassinates someone on the way, or something.
I do kind of want Ulrich on our team as well, just because
Yeah.
with the whole I observe him and like we just have extra stealth and everything, and that's his specialty. He'll be the best with our group, but I don't want to under-equip the front. But I think Kuzak being a level 10 pulls the motherfucking weight. That would just mean we definitely need Lottie and Johan to be with him, so a 3-party team would be best, you know?
Yes,
Be
that's
sure
exactly.
to remember that after we take the fortress, these people might want to stay, and we can station them, so they will become assets possibly. So, like, that's
None of
something we
them
can keep in
mentioned
mind. None of us mentioned it either.
Yeah, no. I didn't mention it specifically, but that was in the back of my head because we need to, well, 1, they have to fucking survive. And 2, we would have to assess how they're actually good and everything. The only people I would just say, all right, hire them in the future without even hiring them for this job would be Laddie for the pure fact that she's a ranger.
And Ulrich for being able to teach you the subclass.
Ulrich so I can take that juicy ass fucking subclass, but I already have my heart set for another subclass. I don't know if this is the subclass, you know?
I have ideas for Johan, to be fair. Oddly enough, out of all of them, I have ideas for him.
Please,
Yeah,
just the
we're
infiltration.
running overtime a bit.
So yeah, let's get on this.
My vote is 2-prong, Cackles and knowledge with us.
All right, Cackles Ulrich with us, Lottie, Johan, Kuzak at the front. So that would be 500 plus 150 plus 100, 750.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm good with that.
750, and we were going to negotiate afterwards the 30% upfront, the rest later. Right.
Correct.
All right. Shall we bring back all of our interviewees and say that they're hired? And give them the basic run-through, GTA 5 style of just, this is the plan.
Just type it up on the notes, and they're just going to be a part of it. And then,
all right.
And then we'll probably be ready to actually go forward next session.
Awesome.
Great.
Just one more thing. We have 250 dust left now.
Yes.
Didn't we use that for some shopping or something?
We have
Yeah.
34 time slots, so like...
That too, yeah.
We have a fuck ton of time and shit that we can do, but we're running overtime and stuff. It's great that we have this, like, you know, settled and everything.
Is there somewhere we can go shopping, Arcadum?
Yeah, shopping.
Not like that, but you can spend time to get items procured because Tyr can teleport.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
What do we use excess dust for then?
Just money that we have.
We can save it until like after us taking the place anyway, because we could use that for upgrades. It might operate the same as how Essence did for us for the amphitheater.
I had a question for Valis actually,
Yeah, what's
but
up?
we could just do it out of character.
What's up?
Basically, can dust be used as a reagent instead of, like a material component instead of diamonds?
Yes.
Yes, I knew it.
Good job.
So like 100 dust is 100 GP worth of diamond dust.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I told you, Undead.
Dude, like fucking
Carbon, bro.
Bring it in, all right.
It's carbon.
All right,
Okay,
other
nice.
than
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call a session there then.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get to
Hell
Verum.
yeah.
Come on.
Fair enough.
Good
It's really
job,
productive,
everybody.
guys. Yeah, good
Good
job.
stuff.
Good job. Good
I
shit.
like that.
Nice preparation sessions. Nice.
Yeah.
See y'all next week.
We
yeah.
did not plan on
Yep,
having
we're gonna
an
have a
hour
birthday
lore
24
session.
at 2, so that'll be good.
I really
Oh,
loved the lore session in the beginning. It put in perspective a lot of things.
Yo, is
Oh, yeah,
that
same. I
fan
like
art
that.
I see? Hold on, let me
It is indeed fan art.
let me get my
Fan
stuff
art?
together.
Also, Evelyn, you really wanted Laddie. Holy fuck. You were
Who?
Rangers at Pog. No, you
I
were
mean-
like really insistent on the Ranger thing.
Like, they're so balanced. It's so useful. I also
Alright.
wonder why she's called Long Arms.
First up, we have is
Mhm.
Got long
Sabeiro
arms.
wearing stone.
Oh,
Very cool.
Bumpy, 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 bumpy,
Next
bumpy.
up is new Roxanna art. Very cool.
Oh, I could put mine in there. Give me a sec.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We got some bees art when Roxanna gets her gun.
When?
I was playing Sea of Thieves and she sends that. I'm like, oh, Pirate Roxanna, let's go!
Jesus Christ.
You're the wizard. Always has been.
Bruh.
Everyone knows who's in charge. Me, right? Yes, you, of course.
I love that scene. Of course, of course.
All right. That's some good fan art. Tasty, delicious fan art.
That was pretty nice. Pretty nice.
All right, let me go back and see if there was any Saberinos. Let's see. Undead Commander, thanks for the resub for 13 months. Fucking sick. Cratzzy, thanks for the 16 months, my dude. Very cool.
I mean, I see how it is.
I get 3 up.
And it looks like that's all for the Saberinos. Submarinos? Submersibles?
My bank account's in the negative, so I can't buy it
Submissions.
anymore.
What? No, not you. What? No, what? No, stop. That's not. Why did you say that, bro? No, dude. Oh my god.
It's not because of you. It's because he went to a
convention that I went to. The convention that I went to absolutely crushed me.
Ooh, shiny, give me. That's what
Ooh,
the
shiny,
motherfucker did, right?
bye, give now. Yes, thank you.
If there's any artists out there who are willing to give me a little loan of character art, I'd be a very happy man.
The whole the Demon Queen, Sera,
Yes,
a WWE thing. I was just imagining the fucking the dragon from Mulan. Just
That was hilarious.
I imagine the fucking referee from a Celebrity Deathmatch just kind of bringing up Sera as if she's just in one of the corners about to kill Nicolas Cage or something like that.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Dude, Celebrity Deathmatch was awesome. Let's get it on!
Alrighty. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I will see you guys next time.
Good night,
Some
everybody.
more
Next time,
D&D.
a real this time.
Next time, next week. Woo!